That's what you laughing at.
Whoa, look, it's time to go viral. I'm homicidal, I'm killing all my rivals. I'm the man, shit, I put that on the Bible. I Spotify my target, cause you know I got the title. Hey, I'm a Mac too. I told baby shake that ass like she Apple. She said it's real, so she got my name tattooed. House full, so I hit it in the back room. Whoa, baby said she need it now, peep the urgency. I want a little Kim before she had the surgery. Leg spread on that hardcore poster. She love twerking, she just do it for the coach. Big dog, bull massive. 6 tray Chevrolet, I'm classic. All these niggas mad at me, that's tragic. The main bitch in the bed, that's graphic. Yeah, we about to go viral.
Hey, radio, we on, we live. What's the deal, people? It's your boy, the one and only, your host that do the most, Mr. Viral himself, aka the villain. Cause they hate me for my opinion. Y'all gonna have to put your thinking caps on and your mental life jackets for this one, cause we getting deep. We here to wake the sheep that sleep. We here to lead the way, like my bro the Messiah say. Make sure you share, like, subscribe to the channel. We going there tonight. I got a few special guests in the building. You all know very well, the most hated, well, at least most hated by me. My boy Uncle Ruckus, you feel me?
I need some lotion. Solomon, give me some lotion.
Yeah, we firing shots tonight. We got Uncle Ruckus in the house. Please. And we got a returning guest, you feel me? We got my boy, the very knowledgeable, the wizard himself. Who we got over here, man?
Nipsey Hussle.
Court. That's how I go by.
Okay, my nigga Court. The Court in the building. Yeah, we ain't playing with Nip over here. We'll throw you up on this.
Yeah, we just called the retreat.
Not from there.
Okay.
Hey, don't make us ball your. No, I can't curse in the first 2 minutes. Don't make us ball you up, hefty guy.
I just need some.
That's the rule.
Lotion, my.
Yeah. You curse the first 2 minutes. YouTube try.
It's actually for 3.
Take your monetization away and shit.
That's right. There you go, right there. Curse word.
Okay. Damn.
YouTube get his black ass.
But hey, bleep that, Solomon. Bleep it. Oh. Hey, look, but before we start, I want to give a shout out to the co-host of the co-host, my boy Shote, you feel me? He couldn't make it tonight. He got some personal things going on. I don't want to air it out on camera. I'll let him, discuss that if he chooses to, when he chooses to. But I do want to send positive energy and positive vibes his way,
Facts.
Prayers, all that. I ain't even gonna say prayers. I want to manifest positive energy his way into his situation, and so he can overcome that. So shout out my boy Shote, man.
Yep, stay strong.
Messiah, man, we got one. This sound like it's right up your alley today.
Yeah. I don't know. Y'all might be a little too high power for me today. This shit. I might be a little too high power. I'm here to learn today.
Come on, man, because my boy is schooling. Well, me and Uncle Ruckus recently did a live. We had a little back and forth. He had his minions jumping on it was, me against the world type of vibes. But Brandon, let's go ahead and let's get back into that a little bit,
I had a bunch of dudes who have a 3rd grade education. We've all learned all this stuff. Are we talking about the flat earth thing?
No, we ain't gonna go. We ain't gonna go.
Are we talking about him being an Indian?
Oh, okay. Let's
not just me.
Can we make this pseudo night?
You know what? Let's start it this way, because I was gonna start with some celebrity news and all that, but this don't seem.
No, start with the celebrity news.
Nah, start with
the panel for that. You feel me? So let's get right into it. Do you guys feel that all black people came here through the slave trade? Through the slave trade. We all came over here from Africa on ships.
The vast majority of black people came here.
Nope.
He said all.
The vast majority. Well, obviously you got Africans who came over here after the slave trade.
Hold on. Because I feel, and people say I'm crazy when I say this, that we are indigenous to the world. Not just America.
True.
The world. We are the first people here. We're going to be the last people here. We are indigenous to everything. We civilized the world. Everything came through us. There is no world without us. Well, the world existed, but as far as civilization, I feel like it don't exist without us. But the history we was given was, hey, you dummies came over here on slave ships. Half of y'all didn't make it, and y'all worked for us for 500 years, and we helped, blah, 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 and then now we here on this couch. So how do y'all feel about this?
I mean, first of all, why you got to be a dummy because you came over here on a slave ship? That just means you somebody who was either conquered in battle and captured, or you were taken in a raid.
Rich wars.
Basically by people who look like you.
What were the wars that happened that caused 12 million black people to be taken from Africa to come over here? What war was that?
They were tribal wars between tribes that didn't have written language. So basically you have to go off of, oral history. Some of them were recorded by some of the colonizers, like the British, the French. That happened. You had a war against between like Yorubas, actually against the homies in Yoruba fought a war. The French fought a war with the Dahomey, and they also I think fought a war with the Yorubas too. I don't want to get too. I like to say things factually, not just spit stuff out. But there were wars between tribes, and then there were raids where tribes traded with colonizers and sold them slaves. They would go get some slaves, round them up, sell them. Hey, give us some guns, give us some, some whatever you have to trade. It was just some slaves were given as gifts. I mean, it was a slave trade, and we got caught up in that, and we gave away a lot of our own people as a type of currency, and a lot of those people made it over to the Western Hemisphere, over to North America,
South America. 300,000 Africans touched North America. That's a fact. 300,000 Africans came over from Africa. They touched North America.
Right.
The rest of the millions of motherfuckers that's supposed to be slaves are already here.
No,
when they come from Africa, all black people ain't the same. Just like what they don't talk about is that we had people here that was black. We had Africans come over here that was black, and we had Europeans that was black. There's actually ledgers and all type of charts and lists and all that shit. It's about 300 black Scottish people came over here. 300,000 of them came over here. Black Europeans came over from all those countries, Germany, Britain, all that shit. It was all niggas over there.
So there were black Europeans.
Yeah, of course it was. The first people that touched down on this fucking place was black.
But that's not true.
That's true.
Okay, so the reality is
definitely true.
Black people, the first black person really to ever touch the North America was Estavanico. He was actually he was a slave basically. And there's records where when he came here, the native tribes were like touching his hair, touching his skin, all that.
Okay,
because that was the first time they ever.
Let me interject right there.
Yeah,
because you said the native tribes. So who are you referring to? Because there were already people here on this land when the quote unquote colonizers got here. Even though that whole story was warped, and we all know that, but. Who are the natives that you're referring to?
The natives were people who had basically become trapped here, who followed herds into North America. And when the ice age ended, the land bridges that they used, the ice bridges that they crossed melted, and they were trapped here. And so a lot of those people did come out of Africa thousands of years back. But the reason why these people look the way they look is because thousands of years of basically genetic, of basically breeding within a very limited gene pool, right? So an African person has a higher gene count than a Asian or a Mexican or a white person. That's how they find out what your race was after you dead. When you just bones, they do the gene count. If you go to any geneticist, they'll tell you that. So me and you, we're African people. We would have a higher gene count than an Indian person, or an Asian person, or a white person, because the largest gene pool is Africa. That's where the out of Africa theory basically says life started.
That's why that shit's still a
So
theory,
that would be the heaviest concentration of genes. As people moved out, they moved out in smaller numbers, so the gene pool was reduced.
Okay, let me ask you this. Have you ran your bloodline, have you traced your bloodline back to see if you really from Africa?
Yeah,
How far back did you trace it back?
I did my family's genealogy in America. My cousin Emil is he's a surgeon. He does all of our genealogical stuff. He got us back to 1809, and then it's just like a dead end, which points to maybe we most likely came up off a slave ship.
Okay, most likely. Where was it in 1809?
Look, see, let me talk. Let me say this real quick. If you most likely came off the slave ship, these people took meticulous records. They have records of the people that came off the slave ship, so you would be able to find your ancestors' name and where they come from in Africa on these lists.
No, they didn't record.
Yes, they did. They did record.
They didn't record the names and family history.
They definitely did. I seen somebody say his great ancestor's name was Monday.
Look,
it showed exactly where he came from, what port he landed at. It showed all that shit.
Slaves,
if you can't find it, it probably don't exist.
Slaves were cargo, and when you ship cargo, you do not individually identify cargo. You would say we had 75.
Look, instead of debating,
okay,
we can do this again next week. I could bring all this shit and show you. Ain't no debate. I can show you. You can't argue with the record.
I'm sure we've all parsed through this stuff. If you ship 100 pigs, you don't be like, this one name was Wilbur, this one name was Scotty, this one name was Phyllis.
Hold on, let me ask him. have you traced
I
your...
did. Oh,
And
it's
how far
way
back did
further.
yours go back?
I'm in the 16s, bro.
So yours stopped in the 18s.
Mm-hmm.
I actually went 2 places other than the fucking what you call that shit? I forgot the name of the site.
Wait,
Ancestry.com.
123me Ancestry.com.
I used that to a certain extent, but then I actually went to the towns that my family was from. I went to the records and seen the records. I know I got the deeds to the land and all the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if your ancestor came off a boat, like I said, you could find it. If you can't find it, it probably didn't happen.
All right, look.
We're not all the same people. We're not all the same people.
Well, in
Just like wait. In the Indians you talking about, there's a bunch of different ways that those Native Americans became Native Americans. There was a slave trade, an Asian slave trade in colonial Mexico, documented. There was Mexican samurais. One of the most famous samurais that was from Mexico name was Diego de la Barranca or some shit like that. He was a Mexican samurai. They came over here as slaves and mercenaries. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the Siberians that came over here. Like I was telling you earlier, if you type in a Siberian chum and type in a teepee, it's the same shit. If you type in a Siberian shaman and look at a Native American shaman, it's the same shit. They still got the same fucking culture that they had back then. Those Siberians are still the same people.
When you say we not the same people, you mean far as just blacks as a race? Or
Yeah,
just...
we not like some monolithic fucking people. We came from all over this planet. We didn't come from just Africa. That's why out of Africa is a theory. As smart as we are, as smart as science is, why do they keep saying it's a theory?
No, it's because
It's not a fact.
the evidence points to that
It's
because
not a
the
fact.
oldest human bones were found in East Africa. See, that's the thing
That's what they telling
that's
you.
the thing about the Wabo stuff. The stuff is just based on open-ended questions.
It's not open-ended.
Scientific theory is based on evidence.
If it's
not just
why
somebody.
is it a theory?
But listen,
but
it's still a theory,
Yeah, but where does the
But it's-
evidence stop? It's not enough evidence to become a fact, right?
But a theory is based on a scientific theory is based on evidence. A guess based on evidence. Anyone could guess anything, but where's the evidence to point to that? So, like when you talk about the Siberians and the Native Americans have the same culture, well, that makes total sense because those are people who chased herds that migrated. Those herds migrated into North America, into South America, and those people followed them. So in many ways, they are the same people. The problem is those people are also Neanderthals. They have Neanderthal DNA. We don't have that. We actually exterminated the Neanderthals
I talked about
as we started to branch out into the greater world. There were Homo gregarious. There's Neanderthals. There were several different species of humans, all in the same genus, all in the same phylum, but in a different genus. I don't want to mix the science
Hold
up.
on, pause right there. So everything you saying is pretty much a theory, right? That we came from Africa is still at the end of the day a theory.
It's theory based on evidence.
So it's still not a fact.
It's a theory based on evidence.
No, I get what you're saying, but
Yeah.
it's like, okay, let's say we trying to reach, quote unquote, the end zone, right? This is the end point. This is the closest we can get. We can't piece from here to where we stop to cross this line. So up until the point where we could piece this is going to be a fact until it's disproved.
Because it's like we're going to guess the next 30 yards. We keep running straight, we're going to reach the end zone.
Exactly. So it's kind of like, you know what? We got here all based off of this information, which is factual. We really can't figure this out, but this make the most sense.
Yes.
So technically what he's saying would be correct. It's not actual fact. It's still a theory.
Still a theory.
It's still
It
the
doesn't-
best possible
Okay.
guess.
So this is me. We all came out of Africa. We all came out of Africa based on bones, old, super old bones we found in East Africa, right? Then you do the genetic test on those bones, right? You can make a distinction between the bones found in Africa and the bones found in Asia, the bones found in the Caucasus Mountains, right? There's a distinction there. What's the distinction? The DNA fingerprint, right? The genetic fingerprint. A white person got Neanderthal DNA. An Asian got Neanderthal DNA. You get to East Africa, you do the genetic, genetic research on that, or you do like the scientific process on that. You're like, wait, these people don't have Neanderthal DNA. So this is a different group of people, right? And so that debunks the whole we're the first Americans, especially because like if you look at Native Americans and Indians, right? They have the same aversion to alcohol. their livers don't process alcohol that well. That's why alcohol has a greater negative impact on an Asian or a Native American than it does on, say, a black person or a white person. You look at the diets, the things that we can eat that won't, like a white guy can eat a lot of things that will really take a black guy downhill fast as far as health.
Hold on, because I want to let you going kind of off track. I want to let my boy.
Oh, go ahead.
But are you in agreement that whatever you want to call us, black, African, whatever you native, whatever you want to call us, we are the first people here on the planet according to evidence that we have?
I think the first people on the planet, that's a rough one because there's different, like dogs, right? Dogs are all
descendants of wolves.
They're all canines, right? They're all right. They're all descendants from a wolf, but there's different breeds of dogs, right? So some breeds look a certain way and some don't. That's how you could best describe human beings. We're all like the same species, but we are different breeds.
Let me ask you one question. So why are black people the only ones that can create any color baby?
Because we have the highest gene count.
Our
gene pool is bigger. So if you have a bigger gene pool, you have more variation when it comes to reproduction. That's why there's tribes in Africa that got the Asian looking eyes before the Asians was even around, because that is a phenotype or like a phenotypical characteristic.
But they call it the
that
Eve gene. Black woman's the only one with the Eve.
Yeah, but they say we came from a black woman. They say the black woman was the first one here.
Hold on, let my boy get into it.
Go ahead.
This is World War II. This is some Japs from World War II. This is the 1900s, bro. That's the 1900s.
Them is Japanese people. That's resolution on camera.
This nigga crazy.
That's-
look, no,
that's the
trust me.
resolution.
But go into
I
your
see
point,
it.
though.
Yeah, go get into your point because we're going to wrap this topic up. I just was wanted to know I wanted to know you guys' mindset on that because when I say
you do know some of those people were alive up until like 2001 and was on documentaries and all that, lighter than a damn vanilla wafer. So some of them dudes them generals from World War II.
I'm
white.
talking. This is a very specific group of people. These niggas wasn't
are
on
those
no
people?
shit. These niggas wasn't on that.
Who are those people?
These wasn't on. You wouldn't know. If I tell you their names, how
They look like
how you know
they
their
just
names?
look like military.
okay, so look, so the bottom line is there's no 100% solid evidence to say we all came through the slave trade because to me it logically doesn't make sense.
Why not?
That we populated the whole U.S. by they found us over there, somehow just magically conquered us, like he's saying, with no real evidence of where these wars at and where's this documented history. How did they do it? They can't even really tell you.
These wars are
They
recorded.
just say like, oh, yeah, you guys were enslaved. We brought y'all on boats. 500 years later, bam.
But most of the slaves came from raids, not wars. And these things are recorded. And also, that's why if you look at the Western Hemisphere, the United States has a small amount of black people compared to, say, Brazil. It's more black descendants of Africans in Brazil than America because a smaller number of us came to America.
Hold on, let my boy get his.
That's why.
Let
I
my
say,
boy
like,
get his point off.
that's why I
So
say-
why give him your reasons why you feel we were already here?
I mean, my family. First off, my family history shows me who I am. I don't have to debate that part. Now, everybody else family, we can debate that shit. How did they take all these Africans and control us? How did they simultaneously fight with each other? How did they fight the Native Americans? Like I told them, who the hell was these people? How did they get that strong to fight?
We fought the Native Americans. We exterminated the Native
what I
Americans.
tell you, they sent Africans over here to fight the Native Americans.
No, they
too.
didn't. They sent slaves and ex-slaves in units like the Buffalo Soldiers, and we fought the Indian Wars and exterminated the Native Americans off of the Western
The Asian
coast.
ones.
We
The Asian
exterminated
ones.
black people,
The Asian ones,
exterminated Native Americans.
The Asian
the
ones,
ones
right?
that didn't die from disease got exterminated by black military regiments. There was a clear distinction between a black man and a Native American. There was a clear
It is,
distinction between
for sure. It is.
Sitting Bull and
is.
what's the dude's name?
But that's the problem when y'all say Native American. You when I say that I'm an indigenous person, I don't call myself a Native American.
What is indigenous?
I'm from here.
That don't mean nothing. Native
from here.
Indians had tribes.
We did
Saying
too.
indigenous
I'm
is
from
just
here.
a way of saying I don't have a tribe, but I'm trying to steal a label.
I know my tribe.
What's your tribe?
My family is Choctaw. I know my tribe.
Oh yeah, every black person's a Choctaw.
I didn't say Choctaw. I said Choctaw.
The
I didn't say
reason-
Choctaw.
Everything he give you, you discredited. Like,
Who?
Now, look, hold on.
No,
Let's break this down. Hold on.
No,
What is
let
your
me
tribe,
tell
bro?
you why black people.
Hold on.
Listen. My
tribe?
grandma used to say we Choctaw Indians. The reason why all black people is from what's known as the 5 civilized tribes, Cherokees, Choctaws, stuff like that, is because those are the tribes who owned slaves. So black people believe that they are members of those tribes when they were actually slaves to those tribes. When the Choctaw got sent on the Trail of
Again, I
Tears,
didn't say Choctaw.
not the Creek Indians, when they got sent on the Trail of Tears in the Cherokee and the Choctaw, they were allowed to take their slaves with them. So you have African slaves walking down on the Trail of Tears with Indian owners to the reservations that they agreed to go on to.
Hold on, let me ask y'all another
And
question.
my family history says we had slaves and servants, and guess what they were? They weren't niggas.
What were they?
I can show you.
How would you even know what the slave was?
But look.
Okay.
Let me
So
ask
you
y'all
say
another
you believe
question.
in records, but when I say I got the records, how you know what that was? See, this how they go back and forth with the shit. They did, like you said, they discredit everything we say, but then they come with the same type of information.
I
from
didn't
their
discredit
side.
nothing. I was waiting on you to show me the
He
evidence.
say he believed the records.
You said, I'm going to show you. I said, okay.
He say he believed the records.
this is how
but now
they
we
do.
don't.
No, look, let me ask y'all this, though. The reason I'm asking is because you got a lot of people saying that, hey, you guys started the slave trade. Y'all sold yourselves.
We
This
did.
hold on. They're saying this is how they were able to quote unquote conquer us because we kind of sold ourselves out and they just damn near exploited us selling ourselves out.
They didn't conquer you. You conquered yourselves.
Right.
And
So-
then
so I
once we
believe that- I
got
believe that too.
weakened, they were able to just walk in.
I believe that
infighting.
also.
Okay, so y'all both
I believe that also, but we were here doing that shit.
No, that was...
It didn't happen just in Africa.
The Native
They did that shit in
Americans were
Africa.
also doing stuff like that. They were slaughtering each other before
Right.
white people ever set foot
Like
on
I said, when I talk about the Indians and Native Americans, if I say an Indian or an indigenous person, I'm talking about us. If I say Native Americans, I'm talking about them.
But
I'm not talking
indigenous
about
is a very
Nah,
open-ended term. That's just,
I just told you what I
Indigenous
meant
what?
when I said it. I just told you what I meant when I said when I say indigenous.
Every
I mean
Native
us.
American has a
Not-
tribe. Every African got a tribe. Indigenous is just an open-ended term where people who try to steal other people's identity use. I could go to China and be like, I was indigenous to you.
Hold on, but look, the only reason I'm asking this is because of the debate we had, right? As far as the black race right now, you got majority of black people will say the man or the system is the reason we at where we at.
No, it's us.
That
It's
was
us.
pretty much
It
the
always
debate
been
we
us.
had, right?
It's always been us.
Right, I agree. I
Always
agree
been
because
us.
no matter whatever system's in place or whatever man got his foot on your neck, you're allowing it to happen if you're not resisting or trying
Right.
to do something about it. If you just stuck complaining, it's like you're doing it to yourself, in my opinion. Some people feel differently, right? But your answer was to get out of all the turmoil as black people was to go back to Africa.
I think I'm not saying all black people have to move back to Africa. I'm saying we need to rebuild our relationship to where we came from.
No, we don't.
That's what
See,
every
my
other-
rebuttal was to that was
need
regardless
that.
of if you felt we was indigenous or not, or we was brought over on ships, I disagree with that because it's like, hey, just going by your theory, if we was brought over on ships and built this country off slavery, why the hell, after all that blood, sweat, and tears, will we leave something we built? To me, that's a sign of a coward to say, hey, it's so bad here. These people are making it so bad here for us. We got to leave and go back home to this country.
But no one said you have to
Go
leave
back.
that-
Let's go back to Africa.
No
We all
one-
from Africa.
no
Let's
one-
run back to Africa.
No one said you have to leave this country permanently. Like you can be a dual citizen. You could be an American. I'm an American person. That's my nationality.
Which one?
But I can go back to Africa and I could be there too. I could get citizenship there or find my family there and integrate back into that. Like we're the only group of people
So
in
you
the
haven't
world
found,
who's like,
you haven't found
you
your
gotta,
family yet, Mr. Africa?
we're the only group of people.
You haven't found your African family yet?
You haven't found your indigenous.
I have.
You're a liar.
We here.
You can just make stuff up.
You can
Adult
just make
people
stuff
don't
up too, nigga.
don't
What the
operate
fuck?
like that.
You can do the same shit. You can do the
Listen,
same shit.
Grown people don't operate on fairy
been-
tales.
you've been to Africa,
I was
bro.
here.
You've been to
okay.
Africa.
Speak your native language.
You've been to Africa.
Speak your indigenous
I'm speaking
language.
a lot of it right now. We
Oh,
just talked
it's
about this
English.
earlier.
It's
We
hold
just
on,
talked-
hold on,
we just
one
talked
mic,
about
one
this
mic,
earlier. We
one
just
mic.
talked
His
about this
native
earlier.
language is a colonial language.
Hold on, one mic.
We
You
just
gotta
talked-
let him rebuttal
we
if
just
you
talked-
ask him
we
Give
something.
me
talked
one
about this
custom
earlier.
from your tribe.
We just talked about
Say
this earlier.
bathroom in your indigenous language.
You say bathroom in yours.
My native language me being born in America, I know English. That's what I know.
So, but you saying you were so see, okay, listen to this. So when I say I'm a Native American, I gotta know everything about.
But Native Americans have a language that they speak.
So do Africans. So what's your African language, bro?
Which language would you want? There's thousands of languages in Africa. You want me to tell you in Swahili?
Which one do your people come from, nigga?
My people come from Guinea.
Speak it.
My people
speak it.
My people
speak
come
it.
from Guinea-Bissau.
Speak
they
it.
speak French.
Speak it.
Okay.
And good.
That's an issue, bro. Where's your African language at, bro?
Okay, where's your indigenous?
Hold on. One mic. Hold on. One mic. Hold on.
Okay, so
hold on.
they
Hey,
speak-
hold on. One mic,
Chill,
nigga.
chill.
Damn. One mic. Hold on. Because they can't hear us. You do content. You know how this shit go.
Yeah.
Relax.
Okay.
The reason I'm asking this, Pan-African, right?
Right.
And I already let you know my issues with the Pan-African
Right.
community. It's a lot of this. It's a lot of debating where we come from instead of we here now, where we going now. So
Right.
all of this was just to kind of get a background of, okay, you see how half of us believe this, half of us believe that. But at the end of the day, we're all here as far as the ones that's here in the U.S.
Right.
We all under the same turmoil, more or less. Some of us created different realities based on the actions we took. But overall, our culture is at the bottom. So I use conversations like this to try to get like-minded individuals like, okay, what is a solution we can come to
Unless
to get back up on the totem pole?
Unless
at the
we
top?
move forward based on okay, you can't move forward if you are operating on baseless claims, right? So like me, I did my DNA. I descend from Guinea-Bissau. Two tribes, Fulani and Balanta, right? That's what the DNA evidence says. We can go to Guinea-Bissau, we can find out the native languages and learn them if that's what I wanted to do. This guy says, I'm Choctaw Indian Indigenous.
I didn't say Choctaw, bro. I said
Choctaw.
Choctaw.
This is
Choctaw.
But this is
Wait.
Nah, 'cause y'all
Let me
still
finish
going
my
in
point.
circles
Let me
again.
finish my point. Let me just finish my point. I won't
Go
say
ahead.
no.
All right, you gotta get.
I'm
to the point.
wrapping it up. He says I'm Choctaw, all that stuff. Okay, fine. You could say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do the DNA evidence. I guarantee you 89% of this man's DNA is from West Africa, and I bet you the other 7 is European.
I guarantee you,
zero.
if
Most 99% of Black Americans have 0% Native American DNA. This is facts.
We went over this
off
already.
of evidence. You love research and evidence. This is what the evidence says.
Okay, but what is your solution to the issue?
Take away the tribe stuff, like you just said.
My solution to
Hold
the
on, nigga. Damn,
Take
relax.
away everything y'all just said. Us right here are still under the same umbrella. How do we move forward being here under the umbrella we is? Like he just said, us, this color is under the same scrutiny.
The solution is throw away losing arguments. If a Black man is staring you in the face, saying, I'm a Native American, his mind is gone. Native Americans have already made treaties with this government where they have secured reservations for themselves with sovereignty there. Why on earth would the government negotiate with him since he's Choctaw, his tribe has already made an agreement for him?
We're not them.
Look,
we're not the same people. We're not the same people.
But listen,
I keep telling you that.
I'm telling you, let's
keep
listen to
telling you
common sense. This is the first step. Throw away losing arguments. Choctaws, Cherokees, all them Indians have made treaties with the United States government that are recognized. Guess what? There's no more negotiating that. Now, if you want to negotiate something based on your lineage coming from Africa, you can go to those, even with reparations and stuff. The only way that's possible is if a African country sues the United States.
No, look,
for your
I don't think you're getting the question.
You're not getting because you kind of going to. Okay, cool.
Can I ask me the questions, bro?
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
Let me
ask
ask him the questions. Okay,
Look, man. Look.
we all on this couch, right?
Mhm.
We all got different beliefs of where we
right.
came from, where we originated from, our
Right.
bloodlines, everything, right? At the end of the day, the ops don't give a fuck. You are a nigga still. Right now, like he's
Right.
saying, us.
Right.
We arguing over names. We arguing over whatever the case. We here now, and we all the same to them anyways. So how do we get from under this spell and under these conditions to put us back to where we once were?
This is why I talk about the Indian shit. I'm talking about Native Americans. This is why I talk about that shit first, because the reason why they don't want you to know your real history is because you don't have no claim to this land. First off, get the land back. We get the land back that our ancestors were owed, that they got stolen from. That's like, what is that gonna do? That's gonna give us generational wealth and shit. That's gonna give us money. That's gonna give us political power when we got land and shit. We don't got shit thinking that we African. What the fuck they gonna do for us? They can't even get their own shit together. What the fuck is that? We've been. I was Pan-African for 20 years. I didn't get no new information. I didn't get no new. They've been talking about the same shit. Dr. Ben, Bobby Hemmett, Phil Valentine, Delbert Blair. These niggas been talking about the same shit since the 70s, bro. What the fuck has that done for us?
I think y'all both missing a point.
I'm answering the question. I'm not missing it, but that's what I'm trying to tell you. People like this are like, I'm tired of this, so let me jump into a new identity. He reveals his mindset with that. How was this weird? The reality is, if you were a Pan-African, like a real one, you would be doing real stuff like me, buying 100 acres in Africa. You know, I have businesses there. I'm using that to build my economic, you know, my own wealth. But to answer your question is, we have to tap back in to where we have the numbers. This is all a numbers game. This is why I say we need to reconnect with Africa, because that's where the numbers are.
If we get the numbers, then what?
When you get the numbers, then you can negotiate from a better position, right? Africa is the future right now. Despite being black or anything like that, every single nation on earth is converging back on Africa. Chinese, Lebanese, everything. Even if you don't want to go to Africa as a person who's trying to develop some type of relationship with them based on our history, it's still a smart bet to go, just economically speaking.
But what would we be negotiating?
You would be investing. You would be investing there.
So we got to go over there and build that whole shit up.
Look, this is my problem with that. You keep saying go to Africa. Let's be realistic here. Most people can't even leave the city they in.
Right.
So we're trying to build a better place for us here. So let's take going to Africa off the table. Okay, how do we build here in your opinion?
It's like us four right here can't even get in sync in a small space right now as a common topic.
But you know why? You know why? Because a lot of the niggas, when you start talking about like where you from and all this shit, when you talk to a Pan-African person and you don't agree with them, they automatically become your enemy because they start talking shit, calling you names, all of this shit like that. You talk about, I'm building wealth and all that. Nigga, I'm doing the same thing here.
But both of y'all awareness, for both of y'all to have this type of awareness, this should have been deaded already.
Yeah, no,
because now y'all going back and forth and doing what they already want y'all to be doing anyway.
Me, what I'm doing is I got things that I'm doing here that's gonna help us. Like I made a crypto coin. Me and my partners, we made a crypto coin. This shit is actually moving. It's actually moving, right? It's about couple weeks old.
What's the name of the coin?
It's a Lucky Leprechaun.
Go invest in that.
So our coin is about at $127,000 market cap right now, and we haven't even done any real marketing with it yet because we trying to wait. I'm trying to get more of my people to get in on this shit before it takes off. Because once it hit $1 billion market cap, I have $60 million, and I can invest a lot of that shit in programs to help us out. You know
I'm
gonna
just say. Stay dangerous because they've been knocking off them crypto billionaires. I
got mad deployments, bro. I'm ready for anything. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Listen, I know they don't know, but they've been knocking them off.
I got property. I got land. I got land in Alabama. I got land in Detroit. I got houses and shit. We got a lot of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's we can do things here. We don't have to go over there where they crooked as hell anyway. Anytime those African leaders get money, what they do? They spend it on themselves. They don't fucking give it to the people. That's why that shit's still fucked up over there. That's why you got all them Chinese people over there that's buying up all this.
And it's always I say I got this and that, then I gotta go attack Africa. Oh, they're crooked, they're this and that. Look, you don't have to put down Africa to make what you're doing in America seem more. Bruh, do you realize that a dude just said, this is a fact. The less crooked government, right, just said in order for Maui to get $12 billion, we got to agree to give Ukraine $24 billion.
They ain't got nothing to do with me. That's our issue. They ain't got nothing to do with us.
Here's the thing, but we talk about who's crooked. But the whole point is, that's what I'm trying to tell you. This is an identity issue.
We know
we know they crooked. Unhappy with this and that Africa, so I'm going to start putting it. The point is, Black people in America, if they're really going to make progress, there's going to have to be a separation between serious people and people who are just will say anything in the moment to try to look good.
Okay, we got to define serious people because in your opinion, you a serious person. In my mind, I feel you brainwashed as well.
Right.
Because I know a lot of your stances are politically based.
Right.
Like you saying we need to vote, we need to get Trump back in office, this and that and the third. And my beef ain't with Trump, right? Because the president is just a spokesperson anyway. President's a puppet, so I don't care about that. Right. It's governments that run the government, so that shit don't mean nothing to me. But in reality, there's no voting your way out of a system designed for you to fail.
Right.
So, but as intelligent as you are, they still got your mind stuck on that.
Who's they? Like,
You know what I'm saying?
The reality is the black men raising families, the black men raising their children to be people who are going to be productive members of society. Those are the people who are going to take black people to the next level, right? As long as we got the baggage, right? The Pookies, the Ray Rays, the Bonquishas, the people who just don't give a fuck about nothing.
Crazy.
They're gonna keep on dragging us back down. That's why I say
that's the wrong.
that's
attitude,
just
bro.
what I'm telling
Right.
you. No, it's not.
That's the wrong.
No, it's
attitude.
not.
Maybe that's
Because
the wrong attitude.
listen, wait,
Hold on.
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
We gonna move into a neighborhood. Who you want to be your neighbor? Me or a bunch of niggas banging 60 crip, gangbanging every day, shooting, drinking, all that.
I mean, that's common sense. Like,
It don't matter
right.
what my political views are. This man
Absolutely.
has a family. He has something to lose. Me and him have more in
Absolutely.
common than we have different. These are political ideologies. That's where we're different. But our goal, our modus operandi is the same. These kids, we need to raise them so that they can have a life that's better than the life we had, right? That's somebody you could build with. And it's a lot of good black people like that. But the problem with the black community is we keep trying to drag corpses across the battlefield. You can't take no ground trying to drag injured. He's a military guy. You ain't taking no ground.
But that's why
you
you're
can't
wrong,
shoot
bro.
trying to drag a dead body.
That's why you're wrong.
Hold on,
when
let
you
him
talk, when you
rebuttal.
talk about that, that's why you're wrong. They have groups that would send 12 niggas in a hostile country, 12 niggas by themselves in a hostile country. And they would go to this country and they would form bonds with the niggas that you would call Pookies and Ray Rays and all the crazy motherfuckers. And they would get these niggas to fight against their own people with us. So if we can send 12 American soldiers to Afghanistan and go and fucking meet with the warlords and shit, meet with some of these niggas that Taliban, all type of shit, and we can form actual armies of these niggas to fight against their own people, why can't we do that shit to our own people? The niggas you call the Pookies and Ray Rays, the gangbangers, I would rather live next to the 60 niggas. You know why? Because I'm smart enough to tell these niggas what's up and show these niggas the way. I can do that shit. I don't cast my people aside because of what they believe in, because a lot of people ain't armed with the knowledge that I have. A lot of people don't have access to the information I got. So that's the problem with our people, is when we get this to a certain level, we think we too good for our people and we leave instead of staying there and helping our people.
He just proved my point. He said, when we go into a hostile environment and we want to overthrow their government, who do we go for? The Pookies and the Ray Rays. They'll fight their own people with us because degenerates have no loyalty. So the Pookies, if you wait,
part of the problem.
Wait, okay, that's fine. Listen, but listen to what he just said.
I said if we can go into a country.
Look, hold on, radio, one mic. Look, this is right here. We having a live display of what's going on with our community. We all have a common goal, but we get so stuck with arguing over whose point is better. Nobody never sits back to really listen. Like, all right, let me hear your point. But okay, look, this is my point. Maybe we can mix them both. And
are y'all listening to what this dude just said? He just gave us the major key right now. He said when we go, a military person just said when we go into a hostile environment, we look for the Pookies and the Ray Rays because we know they will fight against their own people with us. Now take your hood, take your community. Who does the government use to go at the black man who can lift the community up? He uses the Pookie and the Ray Ray. He uses them to make the damn neighborhood, the community, so unlivable that the guy with the money to build the community,
let
me finish.
It ain't just that though.
Why y'all can't let me finish? He uses the guy who's a thug Pookie degenerate to drive out the guy who has the ability to make the change in the community. That's why when black people get money, first thing they do, let me move away from these crazy niggas because they'll do something to kill me, rob me, hurt me. So now that guy with all the innovation, that guy with the resources, the money, he's gone. How you going to build up a community when the people who can build, the builders of your community, don't even feel safe in it, so they have to leave?
But you
interpreted when they deployed to Afghanistan.
Hold on.
You interpret what I said in like I said, in a negative way. When I say they take those guys, they take the fighters. If a foreign nigga can come and take the fighters and turn them into their allies, why couldn't a nigga that look like them do it? We can do that shit to our people. Our people ain't fucking stupid. We're not all dumb. Just because they do certain things, they do things within the realm that they have, that they think this all they have. They don't have nothing. They don't have access to the information that everybody has.
What I'm saying is based on evidence.
Look. This is gonna go in circles forever.
No, it won't.
Hold on, no, because I'm gonna wrap it up. We're gonna move on to the next topic. I like to just pick minds and see people's beliefs and blah, 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 and see if we fit the stereotype. Right now, we are fitting the stereotype. I got two intelligent brothers on this couch that have
one got real world experience in this shit and one don't. One got book experience.
Me,
one
I'm
got
just living
actual
here.
practical real world experience in different environments than you will never be in.
Right.
That's a fact.
What
I
I
can
did
agree
less
on
than
that.
1% of the world has done, bro.
Okay.
I did this shit for 7 years, nigga.
Right.
I got 4 deployments, bro. I've been to Africa twice. I trained the Chadidian army. I trained niggas in Djibouti.
Right.
I went down to Colombia. I did counter drug interdiction.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I've been to Afghanistan twice. I've been to Baghdad once.
and-
I know humans.
And
I know humans.
And
bro.
every single place you just mentioned is worse off now than it was when you got there, and it's a deteriorating situation. So, like I just said,
Wait,
the guy
actually
with
not.
the guy
Actually
with
not.
no real world experience
actually not.
just told you. The
It's
guy's
actually
like,
not.
we can turn them around.
We can.
What if they were on our side?
We can.
Soon as the United States got there, the situation plummeted. Just like in the hood. Soon as we gonna turn around, the hood went down. What I'm saying is based on evidence, living in the hood for 30-something years, just like all of us. We saw what happened. The dudes who had money, the smart guy, the innovators, the guy who will start a business, he left the hood. Why? Because Pookie and Ray Ray made the hood unlivable.
Both of these
We
niggas
have to
gang
change
bang.
that.
Both of these niggas was from,
There has
from
to be-
gangs, bro.
Okay, y'all drove off all the innovators. I'm fucking around.
Both of these niggas was from gangs. And he's a smart guy. He's a smart guy.
Hey, look, this is the kicker, though.
If we wrote off everybody like him, I wouldn't even be here.
Hold on, this the kicker. This goofy nigga used to gang bang.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is Uncle Ruckus though. So
Right,
it's
But
different.
that's what I'm saying.
It's different.
No, that's what I'm saying. So it's like,
But just like you, I had an epiphany.
No, I get it. I get
this
it. I
is
get it.
going nowhere.
I get
now,
it.
how many of your homies and mine still doing that same
so
silly
look,
shit?
this is what's gonna segue into the next topic, right? Because according to the law of opposites, right? For it to be joy, it got to be pain. For it to be sunlight, it got to be nighttime. Is it inevitable that we cannot save everybody? Like for some people to strive, somebody has to fail, right? According to the laws of the yin and the yang, right? If it's real, the mission that we trying to preach will be impossible.
That's why
some of us got to be at the bottom. Some of us got to be at the top.
That's why I said there has to be a separation. I didn't say we got to eliminate violence in the community. I said there has to be a separation. Me, you, him, and even this dude, even though I'd be like, damn, looking at him weird, probably have some freaking tinfoil shit on top of his roof. But the thing is, I would live among Court, you, Messiah, me, we can live in a cul-de-sac together peacefully.
But how you know all
Now
the niggas you
Pookie them,
call
we
Pookie
can't
and
bring
Ray
them up in there.
How do you know? How do you know?
See,
how
but I
these
still,
dudes really look, bro?
I still got the mentality of one of them that you despise.
No, I don't. No, I know you don't.
I do.
No, because if you did,
I'm
you would be
just-
gangbanging right now instead of being
Nah,
right
but I'm
here.
able to tap into a different part of it. I still acquire knowledge, you know what I mean? But I still
Bro,
understand.
you've been out the country, bro.
Exactly.
You know how to act.
That don't
You
mean
know how to act.
That don't mean
Hey,
gang.
take the homie.
Hey.
Take Super Crip out the country.
look,
That
bro.
nigga be in jail, bro.
All
Leave people out.
all the
Stop.
niggas-
We all got the homies
Look,
like that.
And that's exactly
this
exactly
nigga
why I
crazy.
say that's exactly why I think the way I think. Everybody's not equal. Everybody has their roles to play in this shit. When you take the niggas you would cast off, I can redirect them niggas and turn them into my soldiers.
Okay.
They'll work for my goals. Everybody not the same. It's some people that's really more important than other people. And I feel like with my brain, I'm one of the people that's more important than a lot of the niggas when it comes to leadership, but everybody got a role to play. These niggas might be soldiers that have to go die for me. Now, I'm just not gonna cast them niggas aside and be like, oh, we gotta fight these niggas. No, I'm gonna bring these niggas in.
Viral. Statistics prove that children who are raised with a father in the home
Turn out
do
better.
way better than
Turn out
children
way
not, right?
How come I
That's what-
didn't have
wait,
my
hold on,
dad?
hold on.
I didn't have my dad.
Okay, hold on. Statistics prove that, right?
Yeah,
This is
that's a
science.
fact.
That's
a fact.
fact.
So your kids are gonna do well because they daddy there. My kids gonna do well because they daddy there. Any man who in his children's life, his kids are gonna, statistically speaking, do better. Now the kids who daddy ain't around, statistically speaking, they're gonna fare worse. This is just the science of the whole situation. You don't sit up and argue the numbers. You just operate based on the numbers.
Science
and if
ain't
we
always
look
right,
at the
bro.
hood, based on the numbers, you cannot build a community if no one with money feels safe enough to live there. That is why as white people converge back into the urban area, they are getting rid of the criminal element. A white person rich would rather walk past a bum because a bum is harmless than walk past a gangbanger because he don't know if that guy gonna jump and rob him.
This is my thing. That mindset, you overjump a lot of the reasons why a lot of people have that mindset. The only reason like a lot of that shit is going on is because the people in these communities, us, is in survival mode.
Have you ever heard of Les Brown?
Who?
Les Brown. Les
No,
Brown's a
not
motivational
familiar.
speaker. He has a saying, the reasons don't matter, only the results.
No, I get
So
it. But see,
I'm not eliminating reasons, but I'm just telling you, if we're going to get the desired result, we got to push the reasons to the side for a while.
Are you ready for your people? Are you for your people?
No, this is what I'm saying though. By you saying that,
For the conformists,
I know, but by you saying that,
not for his people.
it kind of,
That's what I mean, yeah.
I ain't even gonna say kind of, it doesn't make sense because I know, like you said, we come from them environments. We used to gangbang, nigga. We was doing the same shit, but we exposed ourselves to other things.
We had to make choices.
I know, I get it. Listen, we created other avenues for ourselves. We got exposed to different parts of the world, different parts of life. It changed our way of thinking and the way we view the world. Now we live life differently. It's people who never got exposed to these things or never got to see these things or don't have the resources where if they did, because like you said, take the homie out the country, we done really did that.
Right.
And the nigga came back different.
Right.
His whole mindset changed. His actions back home changed by even being around that environment, just having that opportunity. So we know for a fact, if we take this community, make it like Beverly Hills, the crime rate's gonna go down. If these people had the same resources, now I'm not saying that a lot of these people aren't on a hamster wheel leaving themselves in these conditions, right? I'm not ignoring that. There is obstacles systemically put in place for this to be like this. You like to ignore those facts. I don't. I address it, I acknowledge it, but what I do tell people that are stuck in those positions is, hey, regardless of this shit, regardless of the obstacles, it does not matter. You have to make it happen. It's sink or swim.
It's been
so we can't use that as an excuse to stay stuck there. Now, it might have got us there. We might have been born in these conditions due to past generations who couldn't overcome it, but it's still up to you because you're not defined by your past, even though that's what they tell us.
The way we are now is something new. It wasn't like this 50 years ago. We didn't have no gangs and all that shit 50 years ago. Why did this shit happen? Because the white people studied the fuck out of us and they curated this shit for us. They put us in these positions mentally, scientifically, using science. That's what they use on us. That's why a lot of the Ivy League colleges is right around the corner from the hood. They be studying the fuck out of us. They know how to they know human behaviors. They know how to steer people in the directions they want us to be in. We not naturally like this. That's why when you discard our people, it's fucked up because we're not naturally like this.
See, I feel like it always been gangs. It might just transcend to different names, whatever you want to call it. I feel like tribes back then was a form of a gang.
Each other.
I feel like the Panthers was a form of a gang.
For sure.
Now the operation of how they was moving was differently.
Right.
The same way when Crips started, the Crips was moving different at a different point. But to say everything that he's saying, I don't agree with 100% because a lot of times people that's doing crime is because they feel like they have to. Their mind don't even expand to even open up to think that, especially if somebody that's in the hood with kids or something else who wants to be there providing but can't and feel like this is by any means necessary, I'm going to make sure I do what I do to get what I get. And you can say it was different for you because your mind opened up and you chose a different route, but I'm not going to fault nobody else for getting it how they live because for them, this might be the only way. They might not even see nothing different. You know what I mean?
I'm not going to fault anybody. I don't fault anybody. All I'm going to say is I can't raise my damn kids around you. So you either I gotta go or you gotta
the same
go.
mentality.
Would I raise my kids around me when I was freaking 18? Probably not.
But see, that's a contradiction to your lifestyle of being a Pan-African. A Pan-African.
Right.
You're supposed to be for your people, right? So if you have the knowledge that your people don't have, and you can share the knowledge to try to get them out of the situation that they in to uplift us as quote unquote Africans, you're kind of going against your own beliefs by saying, well, fuck Pookie Ray Ray.
what did
I'm out of
Garvey-
here.
It's
blah,
crazy.
blah, blah.
It's crazy you say that because all my homies is gang members and all of them, the ones I know take care of their kids.
Right.
They all fathers in their household and do what they do, regardless of the outside environment of how they living because of where they live. But other than that, they're still doing their best to make them live a better life than they had to live. So to sit here and discredit everybody, if we have one common goal, like he's saying, with a solution, maybe everybody under that umbrella might see the light differently.
I'm not judging anybody for being in a gang. I mean, being in a gang is nothing like, even gang members make good decisions. Snoop Dogg's in a gang.
That's not what you
I'm
just
saying?
said, though.
But no.
You said you got to lead them
I'm
along.
not, no, I'm saying degenerate people. I never said all gang members are bad or nothing like that. You guys are gang members. I don't think you're bad, or else I wouldn't be here with you. The degenerate element, you talk about Pan-Africanism. What did Garvey say? Garvey said he has no desire to take all black people to Africa because some of them would be just as useless there as they are here. Pan-Africanism has never been about just drag everybody along because some people are not useful for the goal we're trying to accomplish. And that's what I'm saying with the black community, right? If we are to build a community, there are going to have to be some people who are going to have to get left behind. I'm not saying people are like, I want to go too, leave them behind. I'm saying the people who are like, look, that sounds like a great idea, but right now I'm on this other shit, right? We've all got that. We've heard that line before from our own friends, right? You be like, bro, just come down here. They hiring over here. I'm going over there. The homie like, look, bro, that's a great idea, and I wish you all the best with that, but I'm over here doing this. What we do is we try to drag those people along, like force them to come. People have to come willingly. So if you build it, there's a saying, you build it and they will come, right? The people who are about building, let's get to building. And if those degenerate Pookie and Ray Ray and Bonquisha want to come, if they want to be a part of it, they will come around eventually. But we cannot say we can't take this stance where it's like we can't start building it until everybody get on board. Even white people don't do that. Go to Appalachia, go to freaking the Catskill Mountains, those rednecks up there with no teeth doing meth, chewing on tobacco. The white guy on Wall Street ain't worried about them before he builds some shit. He just go build that shit.
So let me ask you this. So say if us three right here is in sync, and we still know you are intelligent, you have this awareness, but you cannot get in sync with us. Should we leave you behind?
You're going to have to let that guy sit down for a minute until he come around.
Let you sit down, or we
You're
just
going to have to just go forward. And if you going forward will bring him into sync faster than you waiting on him to get into sync. Because he'll just say, listen, a wise man once told me, he said, you see the alpha wolf in a pack? The alpha wolf don't got no leash on the pack. The pack follow him because they know that gives them the best chance of survival. And that's what we have to do. We have to be the tip of the spear, the alpha wolf. We going this way. And when we go this way, we going to do this. If you want to have what we going to have, guess what? Les Brown again. In order to have, you have to do the things today that others are unwilling to do to have the things tomorrow that others are unwilling to have.
Now look, that's where I agree. See, when you start talking like that, that's where I agree with you. But
that
it's
means
the
you have to
Ruckus,
cut these Pookies and Ray Rays off.
It's the Uncle Ruckus shit I can't get with.
What Uncle Ruckus stuff?
It's the Uncle Ruckus shit I can't get with, right? It's the not acknowledging how we got here. Because to get out of where we at, you got to know how you got there. You're not going to get out unless you know how you got there, because you could get finessed with the same tactics. Like he was saying, this shit was socially engineered, biochemically engineered.
Right.
It was a lot of research done and a lot of groups created to get us here. By not acknowledging that and pretending it don't exist gets us nowhere.
If you wake up in a hole and there's a ladder, how much time are you going to spend thinking about how did I get here before you jump on that damn ladder and climb up out that hole?
Bro, that's a totally different concept.
That's the same thing.
That's a totally different concept.
You don't need to know anything. All you need to know is which way do I go to be successful. Our kids don't carry our baggage. They don't know shit about slavery and all that. But our kids
actually they do, because your traumas is carried through your DNA.
Okay,
that's a whole nother.
They got the trauma, but
hold on. But let me get back to my boy, because your long-winded ass. You feel me? We got two guests here.
Sorry,
my man. Mm-hmm. According to you and your beliefs, like I said, your real life experience. Mm-hmm. What do you feel is the best possible outcome? Because I already know my man's going to say we need to get behind Trump. We need to get behind these political parties. We need to vote. We need to get rid of the Republicans. I say fuck the Dems and the Republicans.
And we need to start our own
shit.
We need to start our own.
I just had a debate with him on his live. Mm-hmm. This is the same man that told me The man ain't holding you back. The man can't stop you from doing nothing. I said, I agree.
So why
we
would
holding
you-
ourselves back.
Yeah, why would you go into their
Let's
shit?
start our own shit
Right.
because we know they're against us.
Right.
His response, they ain't gonna let us. Wait a minute. You just told me
They can't stop us.
I didn't say they're not
They
going to
can't
us.
stop us. See, the thing is with a lot of black folks is when they start doing some shit, they talk too fucking much. They want everybody to know what they doing. They want, oh yeah, I'm doing this. I got this going on. We have to organize ourselves in ways that is not broadcasted to everybody. And that's easily done. We can have all. Remember, we had the meeting at my crib. It was like 30 of us in my crib that one night. Did you come too? No, you weren't there. Of course you
nah,
weren't.
he's a goofy. He didn't come.
We had a meeting in my crib a couple
Nigga, I
years
was
ago. It was
eating
like 30
ribs.
niggas in my house. We sat for a couple hours discussing this type of shit, trying to come up with some ways and shit. Like, you know what I mean? But I think everybody had their own things.
And
going
how
on.
did that turn out?
It could have turned out a different way if we all would have
Niggas
did
been
it.
doing
if we
this
all
for
did it.
decades. I'm telling you what's going to work.
But this the thing. You preaching the same shit.
No,
that
I'm
niggas
preaching
If
just
you
something
saying what's
that-
gonna work,
I'm
why has it
preaching-
not happened?
I am
hasn't worked
preaching
yet.
what Negroes have not done in the past.
So why
60
haven't you orchestrated
Listen,
this?
I'm preaching what Negroes have not done for the past 65 years. I'm preaching what black people used to do when we were making leaps and bounds as a community. Back in the 20s, the 30s, black people were what's called a swing voter, meaning we looked at who was offering us something and we voted for that person. Not until black people started voting one way, come hell or high water, no, we can't vote for them no matter what. Let's just vote for them. That's when we that's when we became stagnant. All I'm asking the black man to do, I'm not telling you can't have your own political party and your Black Power rally. You can have all that. That's a long-term goal. I'm talking about in the short-term goal. Anyone who's successful sets short-term goals and long-term goals. Here's the long-term goal. Here's the short-term goal. Let's get in a situation where our kids aren't going to school being told that they are a different gender, where our kids are not going to come home and be like, Mommy, Daddy, the teacher signed me up for a sex change operation. Let's get ourselves in a position where a grown-ass man with an intact penis can't walk in a bathroom with our daughters, okay? That's called short-term goals. We need to get that shit secured first before we can move anywhere else, because you could set a long-term goal, but if they do all this stuff in the short term, by the time you get to the point where you're trying to realize the long-term goal, everything's going to be so messed up, you won't have nothing to work with. So when I talk about Trump, when I talk about being conservative, those are short-term solutions.
Bro, you conflating. See, this is, bro, I know your game. I'm already hip to your shit.
What's the game?
You conflate things that you know for a fact we all agree with. We all are against that agenda being pushed on kids, right? But right now, we're discussing this.
So
we're not,
why-
hold on, time out. Because that's a people thing. That's an all race. This ain't black, white, Asian, Hispanic. This is people, period.
Right.
When we start talking about kids and these agendas, right now, we are focused on this, getting us back up here economically, where we are a force politically. Because right now, our word don't mean shit. I don't care what nobody say. Your vote don't mean shit.
That's all we need to organize.
Because ain't no vote ever since we've been voting made our communities better.
Okay.
None. Like nothing.
If your vote don't mean nothing, tell me why the price of gasoline is cheaper in Alabama than California.
What do you mean?
Let me explain it to you. In California, people voted for a gas tax to raise the price of our gas up. In Alabama, they said, hell no, we ain't putting no new taxes on our gas. So in Alabama, you pay $3.19 for a gallon of gas. In California, you almost said in America. In California, you pay $5.90. Wait. In California, you pay $5.19, right? So guess what's happening? The black people from California who can't afford to live here no more because your vote don't count. Our vote don't count it our way into making this bitch unaffordable, are now running to the places where the people took control of their lives, voted, and kept prices to a place where they were affordable.
All people with black people. Okay, let's take Obama for a second, right?
Black people are
one of
people
his
too.
biggest fans, right? Obama.
I hate Obama. Stop.
Listen.
You're being funny.
I know, but they call him the first gay president, right?
Okay.
Why? Why do they call him that?
Because he gave the gays more than anybody.
Right. Specifically them.
Right.
So not a
And
gas tax that affects everybody.
But who
they
put
didn't do the
Obama
gas
in
tax
office?
for black people.
How
right?
did Obama take
Presidents are
office?
selected
Bruh, black people
elected.
showed up in record
He got
numbers and got
selected. That's
Obama
how he
into
got in
office.
office.
He
No.
beat Hillary Clinton.
He got selected, bro.
Okay.
Presidents are selected.
Okay.
They're all related. Run the
Okay.
bloodlines on presidents. They all related. It all goes back to British bloodline.
Right.
That's a whole nother story, though. But what I'm saying is, show me anywhere voting anywhere where specifically it focused on our communities, because you keep saying voting and all the benefits of voting benefits everybody.
We've been through this. Reconstruction, when black people made the most economic advancement in the history of the United States. We had more black people in Congress than even now. We have more black people in Congress as representatives. That is when we
They don't give a fuck about you, bro.
Listen, wait a minute.
Congress don't
Wait
care
a
about
minute.
you. Play the game or you get knocked
hold
out
on.
the game.
You asked me a question. You said, name a time when voting mattered. And I said Reconstruction. What I'm telling you is we don't need a new playbook. We need to go back to doing things the way we used to do things. Back when we worked for ourselves, we shopped amongst our own people. We actually participated in the political process.
You trying to get away from your
Go to cities like
hold on, let my boy rebuttal.
How is that gonna do anything if we playing within their game, picking the people that they put forth in front of us?
If
You know what I'm saying? Like my sister right now, she's running for Long Beach City Council.
Mm-hmm.
We need our people in these places. We don't need to vote for fucking Trump. Fuck Trump and fuck all these people in his shit. We don't need to vote for
So
none of
why
these
would I
fucking
vote for
white-
your sister?
She one of us.
No, she's not one of me.
But again,
Your sister is your sister.
Definitely, she not one.
Your
she not
sister,
one of you.
your
Definitely
sister,
one- she not one
your
of you.
sister,
She
your
definitely not
listen,
one of you.
listen.
Definitely not one
This
of you.
man.
This is why we separate.
No,
Hold on. You gotta stop cutting him off.
This
Let
is
him
why.
get his shit off.
This is the nigga that we need to leave behind.
The nigga.
This the motherfucker we need. We don't need the Pookie. I feel more comfortable than the grimiest gangbanging nigga that I feel doing anything with you, bro.
Right.
I would trust one of them niggas way before I trust
Right.
you, because I feel like you would betray me for one of your white friends.
Trust him.
You talking about fucking voting for Trump? We can
Okay.
put our own people in office, and we can put our
We-
own, that have our own interests. The reason why we get fucked politically is because the black niggas that's in office, who's their backers? Billionaire white niggas. We don't fucking give our politicians shit. That's why the fuck would they do anything for us when they're not getting shit from us? This nigga, why would I vote for her? You don't have to, bro.
It took
You
a
don't have to do that.
It took you an hour to mention your sister was running for city council of Long
gives
Beach.
a-
That's
so
the
what?
problem. We talk about black
what?
people on nothing because it was
You talking the whole time about bullshit.
The
That's why,
second
nigga. Like, what the
you
fuck,
felt
nigga?
more compelled to talk about you being an indigenous Indian.
that was the conversation.
The sister-
that was a conversation.
The
bro.
sister
That was a
running for political
conversation.
office was something that is effective.
It don't
right?
matter. He brought it up.
That could have preceded.
Hold on, but time out.
everything.
It does not matter when.
Right.
That was the conversation. He
That was a
is a
conversation.
guest on the show. So
Okay.
for him to just come out and redirect the direction of the conversation would be kind of crazy.
And
He
I already
still
told him
plugged her.
about her before we even came on this
Right.
shit.
He was actually going to bring her here, but she couldn't make it.
Well, here's the thing.
So we ain't going to use that to discredit
Here's the
him.
thing. F Trump, F this, F that. Meanwhile, the kids is getting indoctrinated. The kids is getting told they got 10 genders.
But you indoctrinated.
again,
What I'm telling you
why?
is
Because our
listen,
people not in
F
those positions,
Trump,
bro. Our
F
people not in
Trump.
those positions.
So that means that this guy supports transgender ideology.
How the fuck
That's
does that
not
mean
what he's
anything, bro?
Well, why
How the
would
fuck that mean anything?
so wait?
See,
You want to
that's why,
go
like,
against?
this-
Wait, you want to go against the person trying to stop that in order to meet with 30 people in your fucking apartment? That's what I'm telling you. The shit niggas be
You don't even
saying
make-
is
you're not even making
nonsensical.
sense. You're not
The
even
shit
making
niggas
sense,
say is
bro.
nonsensical.
You're not even making sense.
If there's
bro.
a gun in your freaking
You're not
face
even
right
making sense,
now,
bro.
are you gonna be like, you know what we need to do? We need to start a freaking football team.
If there was a
You
gun
gotta
in my
deal
face,
with that
it
right
ain't gonna be
here.
no gun in my face. I got my gun on me everywhere I go. I got that shit on me right now.
You
nigga.
have
Hold
to.
on, look.
talking
You have
about,
to.
nigga?
This is what it is. This is what
Nigga,
it is.
man.
This is what I'm saying, bro.
Quit letting Cuz get you riled up.
Nah,
No, it's, I don't
You
like
have to
idiots, bro.
address-
I don't like
Nah,
dumb
see,
shit.
look,
I don't
this
like
is-
Uncle Ruckus, cool
Messiah.
motherfuckers
No,
that try to pretend like they for our
Listen,
people. But
I'm
then
not
say some shit like
pretending
Pookie and Ray
nothing.
Ray's, all that shit.
I don't
Come on,
like
bro.
grown men
Come
with
on,
a
bro.
penis and two testicles
What the fuck
who
they
see
gotta
an
do with us
immediate
right now?
issue
What we
and
gotta
say,
do with- what they
fuck
gotta do
that,
with us,
let's
bro?
go into the land of
But look,
fantasy.
this is what I'm saying. This
That
is
ain't
what
the
I'm
land of
saying.
fantasy.
That is.
He's saying get our people that understands our struggle in those positions.
Short-term goals
It-
and
It
long-term
does not
goals.
matter. What are you talking about?
Can we get the kids? Can we get the men out the girls' bathroom?
Short-term
You
goals.
keep going back.
That's the first thing.
Hold on, time out.
This is
What-
real.
Hold on,
I know
time
this.
out.
I know this.
Let's speak reality for a second. Why are you waiting on a vote for another man to tell you that these men got to stop getting in the bathroom? What are you doing specifically, or what are you ready to do specifically
White people
to
are
make
superior
it
to
stop?
us, to him.
You are still waiting on permission from somebody else
Right.
to stop doing something that you disagree with, I disagree with, he disagree with, he disagree with. Right now, we 4 people.
Give one
And I'm pretty
straightforward
sure-
solution.
Right, I'm pretty sure we can find 4 more people that disagree. they can find 4 more people. I'm pretty sure we could probably get up into the hundreds and the thousands of people that disagree. But we are waiting for people that we were told to vote. Like, hey, vote for him, him, or him. Like he said, who the fuck are these people?
Right.
We didn't choose these people. They doing shit that we against. You supposed to technically be working for us, the people. So if they're not working in our favor, at what point do we take the action now and say, fuck this vote? This shit ain't going on no more because we said so.
Right.
When you ready to do that?
You're not.
Well, that point comes when the voting fails.
The voting
Right now,
failed.
been failed.
Right, no,
Nigga,
this
what you
Them
talking
niggas is in
about?
the, listen, they in the bathrooms. They running drag shows.
They're not in the
Listen,
bathrooms.
bro,
How did we
you
get to
crazy?
this point that you're talking about?
What I'm
Can we
we
stop-
got to the
I'm using
point.
his example.
We
Hold
got
on.
to the
Nah, I
point.
know, yeah.
Hold
We
on,
got to
no,
the
no, hold on.
point.
Shut the fuck up for a second, because I'm using your example, bro. You're saying they in the bathrooms. We trying to get them from telling our kids, hey, you could be 10 genders, right? The voting got this in. The voting didn't work. Every day I look online, people is against it. Every day I'm talking to people in real life, they're against it, but they want to act like we all voted for this shit. At what point do we take matters in our own hands?
Because the
Because the Panthers, and like you said, our ancestors and them, they took shit in their own hands.
Because the
They
people
went out in the
who
street
were
and made it
against it, the niggas on the internet said they were against it, but they didn't go act on their opinion. Black people will tell you, I don't believe in this. I don't believe it. Come time to vote, we don't show up.
Okay, no, I'm saying fuck the vote. Fuck the vote. I'm saying, what are we
So you want
willing
to start a war?
What are we willing? Oh, so you scared of that?
I'm not scared of that.
All right,
I'm
let me
asking you a question.
Hold on, are you? If
We don't need.
if
a
it
war.
come to that,
we don't need a war.
Right.
do you feel that's an option for people to take matters?
Of
to their
course
own
it's an option,
hands?
but men try to avoid violent conflict because that ends up costing us more than what we gain a lot of the times. We want to, if there's a chance that we could do it in a diplomatic way, let's do that before we get to the point of where there's bloodshed. That's what I'm talking
Okay,
about.
we tried the diplomatic way. That shit ain't working. Now what?
Well, now you're going to have to do what them Armenians did up in Hollywood when they went to the school and started knocking fools out when they was trying to
That's the
make their
dumbest shit
kids
I've ever
do a
heard in my
drag
life.
show. Listen, I'm telling you what happened.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Hold on. Let
listen.
my boy respond.
Like,
Let my boy
it's just
respond.
like I said before. The reason why our people was fucked up, especially politically, is because our people do not get behind the politicians. Yeah, they voted for Obama. How much money did they give this nigga, man? This nigga he was getting millions and millions of dollars from these white people. So he's gonna act out their policies. If everybody in Long Beach, all the black people was to like donate to my sister, for example, she's gonna fuck with the things that we bring to the table, the things that we want her to do. If she gets more money from these millionaires and billionaires, she's gonna do the things that they want her to do. They're giving her the money, they're giving her the stage, they're giving her the opportunity to do what they want her to do. That's what all the politicians, that's what all the black politicians we have. A lot of these niggas don't even come from mainland America. They come from the islands and shit.
Here we go.
Whatever, bro. They come from the islands and shit. Like you got.
It's always some type of black self-hate.
Yeah,
Oh, they
it
come
ain't
from
got
the
nothing to do-
island.
it ain't got
So
nothing
why
to
you
do with
bringing
no-
up the
it ain't
fact
got
that they
nothing to do
come
with
from
no
the
self-hate,
islands?
nigga, it's just because
You
somebody
just said
don't
your
agree with
sister
you
who
got more
don't come from
self-hate
an
than
island
anybody I've
will
ever
do
met.
that. You
Yeah,
just
'cause
said
she's one of us.
So what does
She's
being
one
from an
of
island
us.
have to do? That's
They
what
not
all
one of- they
politicians
not one
do.
of us. They
I
not
don't
us.
hate my own people.
They not us. They're my
Here we go.
people.
How
They're
did we
my
get
people.
from all politicians
You
do
not
this?
hey, I didn't interrupt you.
How
when
did
you
we?
talking
Yes, you
bullshit,
did.
bro.
How did we get
When you was
from
talking-
all politicians
Let me
do this
finish
across
my
the
shit.
board?
Hold on,
Let me
hold
tell
on.
you,
Mike,
let me
one mic,
finish
one
from
mic.
the island ain't us.
Let me
Look,
finish
one mic.
talking.
Let
I'm
him
saying.
finish,
Let me
bro.
finish.
Divide
talking.
and conquer right
Let me
now.
No,
finish
no. I
talking.
know. I agree
You're
with you.
witnessing.
Divide and
Let me
conquer.
finish
But-
talking. Let me say what I'm saying. The people from our areas, the people that grew up the way we grew up, the people that grew up in our communities, that know our community, if we got behind them and we gave them money, we gave them the political backing, they're gonna do what we need them to do.
Unless the billionaires
not-
give you
Hold
the
on,
more
hold on,
money.
bro. Hold
If
on, bro. Let them
we're
get shit
if
off.
they know they can get this shit from us that they need, they're not gonna take the money from them niggas.
Sure
They only
not.
taking the money from them because they don't have nothing from us. We're
Right.
not giving them shit. So why would they do anything for us?
You know what? The point that you just brought up, I kind of brought that up on his live.
I brought that up on my
No. I was saying our spending power, right? They said it's like at the highest. We got damn near the highest.
we third in
I
the
want to say
country.
the highest,
Stop.
right?
We
It's
don't
like
got the
1.6
highest.
trillion. It's like 1.6 trillion.
We're
right
the
now.
third
Our spending
highest.
power.
That's
It's
when
1.6
it comes to
trillion.
material shit, though.
No. I'm saying that money could be redirected to do what he's talking
Right.
about.
We agreed with
Because
that
the
on the
reason-
show.
I know. Shut the fuck up. I'm trying to make a point, goofy. What I'm saying is, if we redirect that money, do like he says, hey, we know that these politicians are bought and paid for. If we want to play the game, like you saying, right? Let's play the game. At what point do we play the game to win? Playing the game to win is doing what he say. Hey, let's put some money in their pocket because we know they're gonna do what they want us to do. But it feel like niggas only want to vote and just walk away and say, "Hey, I voted for you.
That's it.
Do something for me."
That's all they want to do. They want to be part of. They want to be part of something instead of actually being part of something. You know what I'm saying? Like these niggas want to go and get the sticker. Oh, I voted for Obama. Blah blah blah. What did you give this man for him to run? For him to actually act out our policies? Nothing. So why the fuck would he do that? Why the fuck would any of these politicians do that shit, bro? Why would they do it?
Hey, hold on.
Then
real quick. Don't do that shit again, bro.
What did I do?
Come on.
And then white people.
You gonna put your phone down and start texting?
My wife was.
I'm just saying
I just
though.
told her
Like,
I was at the studio with you.
all right, just let me know. I know she run the household, but come on, bro. You got it's gonna look crazy on camera. You just gonna pull a phone out like I'm
He don't got the camera on me. That's why I did it.
I know. Don't do that shit, bro.
White people, these
back
white
to it.
politicians, right? These
nigga
jokers are
Brandon crazy.
groomed since birth.
This nigga's out his mind.
Like these niggas be groomed since birth. They know when they fucking 7 years older, I'm gonna be a politician. They know that shit. These people get groomed like that. You know what I'm saying? These white people, when they get put in college, they get the political science degrees, they become lawyers, they know all the infrastructure for them to be good politicians. And then people put millions and millions of dollars behind these people.
Tell me when the white people be like, those other white people ain't from the same island as us. See, this is you, Court. I'm with you. But I see what I hear when you sneak the little self-hate, divisive shit in. Let me finish. Bro, when somebody says...
I'm not going to let you
when
paint
somebody
me in no other way.
Most politicians are from the islands and they didn't grow up like us, that's the problem.
They didn't.
That's called divide and conquer when you're trying to start inner group battles amongst your own people. So when you that's called being contradictory. That's actually called being hypocritical.
It's not being
Let's stick together while what is it called? Delineating, right? Let's stick together, but carve out these differences among us based on, this guy's from Nigeria, this guy's from the Bahamas, this guy's from Jamaica, and I'm from South Central. That's a fool's errand,
they do
right?
The same shit
white
to us.
people
We Americans to them.
White people do not divide up based on ethnic groups in America.
So Russia and Ukraine ain't fighting right now, bro.
You stick to
Russia
that's not in America.
Fighting right now.
Okay.
That's why you
let him talk.
Hold on. One mic. Why do we keep referring to white people?
Listen to what I'm telling you.
No. I'm asking you. Why are we referring to white people?
Because you're not gonna beat these people at
Why do you keep comparing yourself to them?
Because that's who's our competition.
This is what I'm asking.
That's who's our competition.
You said, okay, so you are saying that the whites got their foot on our neck.
In order,
is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying white people got their foot on your neck. I'm saying all ethnicities in this country are in competition.
No, I agree.
Chinese,
I agree.
Indians, whites. And what I'm saying
but
is...
what you said with... What I don't agree with, what you said to him was, hey, white people don't look at each other differently. Yeah, they do.
They
you
don't.
Got the wealthy whites, they look at the redneck whites totally
But
different.
what I'm talking about is they don't delineate based on, that guy's he descended from Scotland. That guy descended from Ireland.
What are you talking?
That guy,
Yeah, they do.
Listen, they do that on I'm gonna open an Irish bar and this guy's gonna have a Nova Scotia bar. That type of stuff. But when it comes to politics, political process, white people come together. They don't make no division. Trump is a German, a descendant from Germany. All the other white guys come from England, France, and all that stuff. They did a study about that. That's when they said Trump is the only president who didn't descend from slave owners. Remember that? The fact that Trump descends from Germany, that's not gonna make white people say, I'm not going to vote for him. I'm not going to support him. They're just like, he's a white guy. We're going to support him. Back in the day, they fought a little bit over that stuff. The movie Gangs from New York was based on that. White people fighting over ethnic differences. But we're not going to do that now as black people. That takes us nowhere.
This is my point, bro. The system is flawed. Every race knows this. We know this. The only difference is they're playing the game to win. We arguing over frivolous shit and getting nowhere. Hey, I'm from here. Hey, we came from a boat. We can't. Who gives a fuck at this point? Let's make some progress. And fighting each other over what we should do to make the progress leads to no progress.
Because black people think...
Let me explain why I think like that. It's because I'm talking about us here. I'm not talking about black people all over the world. I'm talking about black people right here in America, where we are, where it fucking matters. That's what I'm talking about. People, black people that grew up outside of America, they didn't have the same life as we did. They don't have the same values. They don't even think like us.
But they're here now.
They don't think. They still don't think like us. That's why they still separate themselves from us.
Okay.
We go.
That's true.
They don't. Do they not?
No,
Who
that's true.
separates
Do they
themselves
not?
from me?
Everybody that's not from
what
here,
you saying,
nigga.
what you saying is true. But at the same time, if you bring 10 or 15 of them down here, they're still going to be looked at the same way. If they move from there and move to here, then they is going to look at them the same way.
No, they're not, because that's why. How you think? All right, if they get all treated the same way, a motherfucker from Africa can come here. And he gonna get a loan to open up him a store and get a business.
Go.
You go get one.
I got plenty of loans.
I'm not.
I'm talking about the average person. You probably got good credit. You know how to do that. Like I said,
And the African, if he got good credit, he gonna
Yeah,
get a loan.
niggas
Niggas got
got
bad
it.
credit,
Bro,
he ain't gonna get shit.
They come over here with no credit.
Bro, if
what
an
are you talking
African
about?
I'm saying viewed from the naked eye, just a regular motherfucker coming down the street, they're gonna view you like one of us. They're not gonna view them no different and decipher where they African or where they.
Bruh, if an
might
African
be right.
got bad credit, nigga, 530 credit score, he
A
ain't
nigga
getting shit.
A motherfucker coming
This
here
is
in
what
the
I'm
United
saying.
States don't
What
have no
Courtney
credit,
is
bro.
What
They
Courtney
don't
is
have
trying
no
to
credit.
do
I'm
is
not
a
trying to do
comment.
shit.
Listen,
I'm not trying to
if
do
you've been
shit.
on it, if you have been on the internet as long as I have, you see millions of people on the internet like him. It's a new age.
If it was
type,
millions of people like me, we'd be in a whole different place, bro.
No, they won't, because they'll always find a way to divide themselves.
I'm not trying.
First, he was an indigenous.
Here.
Now you're an Indian.
Here.
Wait,
I'm looking out for our people here. Nigga.
Maybe they don't identify with you because you're a Native American and we black.
Okay.
So you more different from us than a Nigerian. He was just Native American 5 minutes ago. Now he black. See, if you are Native, if you are Native American,
this is why
if you are Native American, then what a Nigerian do is none of your damn business. Stick over to the reservation.
This is what I'm saying.
What they
all
doing
of that,
over there?
all of that is
No, you can't do that.
You don't even fucking make sense, bro. You don't even make sense.
If you are Choctaw Indian, why are you worried about what we doing with Native Nigerians?
I'm not worried about nobody from Africa. I'm not
Hold
worried
on,
about I'm not worried about
I'm
not worried. That's the thing. I'm not worried about it. He like to play them little stupid ass.
No, I know he
fucking
likes to play
games,
semantics.
and that's
Don't
it. That's
fall-
But you
Why
you
is-
fall right
you fall right in this
Why is Squanto worried about what
I'm not
Kwame
even mad.
is
I'm not
doing?
even mad. It's just I don't like.
We'll worry about our shit. You
I don't
go
even like
do
to hear
your
this nigga's voice because he sounds.
Go
stupid
do
as fuck
your
to me, you know what I'm saying?
reservation rain dance shit
And
then.
you go over Africa
Nobody.
and you go beat on your drums.
And that's
play
what I
your-
do.
Hold on, one mic.
both
Don't-
do that shit.
Hold on, one mic.
They go do that
Don't
shit.
don't start disrespecting our
I'm not
people, bro.
disrespecting.
Listen,
Like this.
at the end of the day,
They gonna bleed us for that.
You talking?
always saying, don't do that, don't do
Nah,
that, don't
nah,
do that.
nigga.
At the end of the day, you are still a nigga to them, and it's still divide and conquer. I don't give a fuck. African, Native, American, whatever you want to call yourself, they call you nigga.
Right.
So like he's saying, if 10 of them come over here, what he's saying is also true. A lot of people, foreigners do view us different because of the way we're painted to the world, right? Oh, them Americans. We are viewed differently. I'm not saying by everybody.
Foreigners separate
Let
themselves
him
from.
finish his point. Let him
Okay.
finish his point.
Hold on. I'm not saying they don't. I'm not saying they can't come get the loans and all of that because like Messiah say, they like to use others to help keep their foot on your neck. Like, hey, I'm gonna give you a little more than them, but you ain't getting nowhere near me. But by me giving you this little more, it's gonna make you align with me and say, fuck them, which is why it's us against the world, which is why I always preach, fuck all that. It's us. I don't care what you identify
That's
as.
what. That's my point too.
It's all I.
It's here, right now.
Right,
It's
that's
like
what
you
I'm
talking
saying.
About, oh, I got businesses in Africa and all this other shit. What the hell is that doing for us over here? It ain't doing shit for us over here. So why the fuck you going taking your money? You going outside the country instead of helping your people here?
I made a lot of my people landowners in Africa.
Yo, G.
African Americans.
What is that doing for us over here, bro?
That's increasing their
What
net
is it
worth.
doing over here? What is it doing
That's-
for our people over here?
Listen,
if they want to go, to
Your
Africa,
people over here have different things, goals that they want to do, man. You are an Indian. So
Man,
why are you
shut
talking
up,
about
man.
black
Shut the fuck up
issues?
with-
I don't
nigga.
understand that.
nigga's a
I'm
goofy.
trying to get
Yeah,
around.
it's
No.
No.
These are games he play. He a
Yeah, I know.
troll.
I'm not playing no
It's
game.
trolling.
He like to
It's
troll.
trolling, but see, that's
I'm
the
not
thing.
trolling.
I don't think he's smart though.
All right.
That's the thing. I don't think he's smart, so I really don't want to listen to whatever the fuck he's saying right now
Okay.
because like it just making me It's like listening to gibberish. It's fucking gibberish. This
I know.
nigga, he
This is
ain't
why I
talking-
call him Uncle Ruckus, right?
He's not talking about nothing that's helping us here. I don't give a fuck what you call
You
yourself.
don't value what I'm doing.
I don't value what. I don't value shit about what you're doing,
and
bro.
that's okay.
I
But
don't
what
value
I'm
shit about
doing
what you're doing.
is producing results for me and my people
Now, look,
who are
this is-
African American.
Shit like this is why I said I start to see why, just even doing content, right?
Uh-huh.
I start to see why niggas, when they get on, they say, fuck niggas. They put their people on. They leave the blueprint, and whoever can read the blueprint, follow that, and then it's going to lead you to the path where I'm at. But me trying to save everybody, I'm going to self-destruct because of just shit like this. It's going to be this. It's nobody 100% is going to get on your... It's going to even understand your blueprint. So it's like, you know what? I got to just leave the trail, and who follow it can follow it. Right? Here go the water.
Nah, but it's down there to the point where, like you were saying, even at the beginning, to an extent, that you can't save the drowning man because the drowning man is going to pull you down with him.
Facts.
But at the same time, you still got to be, like you said, lead a trail for your people. At a point, y'all should have been got to a point where y'all could have just agreed to disagree
I agree
and move
with you. I agree
forward
to
and
disagree.
came with a solution.
That's
but
it.
instead,
That's
y'all
this
been
nigga playing
going back and
stupid little
forth
games.
about nothing.
I'm not even.
Yeah.
I'm trying to come up with solutions for us. This nigga talking about semantic shit. I don't give a fuck about none of that, bro.
See, but I understand both points.
I
I
don't
get
need
what
to
you're
come with
saying.
the solution because I
get
already
what-
know the solution.
I get what you're saying, but he's saying like, or you're saying one thing, but at the end of the day, these people our color over there are still us, regardless of how they look at us.
I'm looking out
it's-
for our people here first,
Yeah,
we have to fix
and we
this shit
we
first. Because
understand
why?
that.
Because when we kick off the shit that we kick off as Black people, African, whatever you want to call yourself, African Americans, but the Black people in America, everybody else gonna follow suit when we fix our shit here. We're not going spreading all this shit around everywhere, trying to make people think that we belong to no, fuck all that belong together shit. Fix our shit here
So
first.
forget being
We the
together.
innovators of everything. When we get our shit straight, Africa get that shit straight.
I hate to tell somebody.
Do you think if we was more connected to Africa that they would have a less grip on us down here?
I know we
Because they know that we got some type of alliance or we got some type of more people backing us versus just they knowing just us here being what we is.
Listen, he's gonna say no. This is the reality. How do they control Black people? Identity. Since the beginning of time, when you became over as a slave, what's the first thing they took from you? Your identity. So if you walk around with no sense of identity, walk around thinking your ass is a damn Native American when you're not, they will always be able to control you because your mind will always operate based on what the white man gonna do for you.
This is what you talking about, nigga.
Wait
What
a
are you
minute.
talking about?
Wait
He's
a
the one
minute.
that's talking about what the white man gonna do for him, nigga.
This is what I said.
Do I mention white people?
Wait a
He's
minute.
the one that's talking about
Wait a minute.
vote for Trump because they
let me
gonna blah
make
blah
my
blah
point.
blah. Nigga,
Let me make my point. Let me make my point.
Shut up, man. You just
When
made,
you
made
ask
your
this
point.
man what's the solution, this man said, first we got to get the land back. That means you got to go to a white court, hope a white judge rule in your Black favor to give you land that white man looking at like you don't own. Okay, so you can only go forward if he give you
How
something.
could you talk that?
I said, what did I say?
People
Let's go build in Africa. Let's go build a connection with our people. Let's get the factories cracking over there like the Chinese is trying to do, like the Lebanese is trying to do. Let's import things, make things there, import things to here from our own people. We can do that very easily. I've started several businesses in Africa. The process is so easy. Come to America, you got all this red tape regulations, all this stuff you got to do. It's hard. It's expensive. Our money goes further in Africa. Even if you don't think you're an African, economically speaking, that is the best place to start any type of production. Africa. That's why everybody's over there. Here's the point we're all missing. We have to be more imperialistic. Societies are not built. Great communities and societies are not built off of collective efforts. Look at the Indians. Look at the Africans. Those were communal societies. Guess what? They stayed very small and tribal. The white man built empires. Why? He took a bunch of individuals and he said, you see that over there? If you take that piece of land, whatever you take over there is yours. White people got in a line. He shot a gun. Them niggas ran out there. Them white niggas fought Indians. They fought bandits. They fought wolves. All that because that was theirs. Empires are created off of a bunch of individual efforts. People who go out and say, I want this for me. But if I work with him, we can keep both of our own individual things going. And that's how white people landed up on Plymouth Rock and eventually ended up controlling this whole thing. Because the Indians was like, Well, the land don't belong to nobody. The land is our mother. Everybody owns land. White man said bullshit and shot his ass, right? And there were enough white men who were greedy enough. There were enough white men who were greedy enough to run those Indians off of this land and stick his people on a reservation. Black people need to adopt the same mindset. We all need to just run as hard as we can, as fast as we can in one direction. And I guarantee you, there will be a significant amount of us. When we look up, that will reach that goal.
That don't make sense, bro.
Look,
you know why?
Everything. I'm gonna let you go.
Hold on, let me. My lunch.
What the fuck?
Oh, bullshit.
Yeah, cuz goofy. Listen, bro. Every 3 words you say is the white man. It almost sounds like you want to be one. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You do.
Like hear it.
That's why you want to copy their playbook.
When you hear it back, everything you say is the white man.
That's why you want to copy their
Get the
playbook.
white man out your mind, bro. Let's focus on us, right?
I'm looking at the winning strategy.
The winning strategy is violence.
The white man.
Listen, if you want to keep it real, the winning strategy is violence. It ain't voting. It ain't nothing. The only reason you vote is because they inflicted so much violence on you that they made you accept the system of voting.
And do you realize
But
that
without the violence, no one would give a fuck about the vote.
And do you realize that the most violent people are the most ambitious people?
What white people did? What white
And
people
black
they come
people-
here? They sent here.
Listen,
they sent their Pookies and Ray
the
Rays
mo-
here, right?
Oh, hold on. Let me get this
They
shit
sent
off.
their Pookies and Ray Rays.
No,
here,
they
right?
didn't.
Yes, they did, nigga. Like the
No, they didn't.
Hold on. Let
What
me
is
get
the
this
bloody
shit off.
codes, bro? What's that?
The white
What's the bloody codes?
the white
Tell me what the bloody codes
The
is.
white people who came.
Tell
to
me what
America,
the bloody codes is.
The white people came to
Tell me what the
America.
bloody codes is.
were
Them niggas was
people
the
who
most
were
violent-
fleeing
was the most
religious
violent-
persecution.
Hold on.
Ever.
Don't negate what he's saying. Like,
The white people that came here, the white people that went to Australia, them niggas was the most violent motherfuckers that they could send over here. That's why these niggas did the shit they did. But you want to take all the nerds and all the smart, the cerebral niggas, and you want the cerebral niggas to go do the same thing, go be imperialists. What army? Well, what army, cuz? What army we gonna be imperialists for?
We gonna be in the army you was fighting in for the white man.
See, this is the bull. Like, this is the dumb bullshit I'm
Why
talking
is it
about.
dumb?
Yeah,
This
ignore
is
that.
dumb
though.
bullshit. I'm
No,
talking
you helped the
about.
white
What-
man spread
what
his
army-
imperialism. Now you saying that ain't gonna work.
What army?
It worked. You were
Because
part of it.
Because they had an army. We don't have no fucking army.
We could build one.
We can build one with who? With niggas like you? Come on,
Hey,
bro.
look, I'm being
bro.
realistic about the situation.
Me too,
You
nigga.
say violence, and I'm telling you that the most violent people are the most ambitious people.
But the niggas you said you got to leave behind for us.
Y'all the violent niggas.
no, you
Those
need
are the
people who-
violent niggas.
That's
Those
why
are
I
the
said
niggas. Those are the
most
soldiers.
ambitious.
But look,
Those are the soldiers.
Look, we at the point where just straight up violence with just us ain't gonna work, right?
Look-
They got the technology, they got the money.
Viral. Listen,
But
the war now is economic.
But they brains got them to figure out to resort to that violence. It wasn't. It was orchestrated.
Look-
it still wasn't just send you here. They thought that out
Right.
thoroughly before they even got to that point.
in reality, they didn't.
They gave
they came to a new place that they didn't even know.
Bro, they gave their
and they put a
people
stake in the ground.
an incentive to be violent.
They
They
put a-
gave those people an incentive to be violent.
They put a stake in the ground.
And they gave them the resources to be violent.
Okay.
You know what? Nah, Solomon. We gonna end it here because tempers is flaring so much. We not
I'm not even
we-
mad.
We ain't gonna get nowhere.
I'm not
you
even
feel
mad.
me?
I'm just passionate. I'm not even mad.
No, I know
passionate.
passion. Whatever. I get it, but it's kind of like he's
The
stuck
most
in
is
his
y'all going
ways.
tit for tat.
Yeah, it's more so tit for tat than the actual conversation itself. So we gonna do a part 2. I want you to bring the shit you said you was gonna bring, all the your facts and all your history. You do the same. We can get to a solution. Hopefully, that's my goal. My aim is to get to the solution.
I told you the solution.
bro.
That's not a solution.
Okay, that's
They
not
showing us no
that's
action.
not a solution, bro. Telling niggas to go sign their name on the ballot, a piece of paper,
No, that's-
and walk away. That ain't the solution. And listen, realistically, telling niggas that's living below the poverty line here to go build factories in Africa when they can't build a factory here,
I'm not
it's not a
telling
realistic solution
nobody
either.
to live who's below the poverty line to do that. I'm telling people who have the means to do that, y'all go do that. What you can't do is the guy with the means wasting his time handing out sandwiches on Skid Row, thinking he's about to fix that situation.
No, that's
which
not
is
gonna
what
happen.
this is what black people do. Those of us who have the means, we get guilt tripped into trying to fight losing battles, which tank our ability to do economics.
Let me ask you this. Okay, let's say we go with your plan, right? We're going to wrap this up in a second, people. We get the factories over there. We get the production. We get the land. The money's flowing in. Now what?
We invest. We make bigger investments.
Okay, we invest. We make bigger investments. We got more money coming in.
Right.
Now what?
We do exactly what the Saudi billionaires, the Nigerian billionaires do. You come into America and you start buying stuff up with all that money you making. The Chinese doing it, coming into America with all that money they making overseas, and they buying everything up. America's a bank, bro, not a place to live. You come here to make money.
No.
That's it. So you come here to, it's like an ATM. Come here to take as much as you can. Out of it. We build our factories just like the companies got their factories in China. We import our goods to America. We sell our goods here, get that money, and we just stack that bread.
This is the problem with that theory. Or let me throw a monkey wrench in that, because history showed this is why it's imperative to know your history. Because if you don't know it, it's bound to repeat itself. Mm-hmm. We get to doing all of that. Them other people that you keep referring to get to looking over there. Them niggas getting too strong. Them niggas got too much going on. They get the bombing shit again. Mm-hmm. They get the knocking off the people with the money that's bringing it in. They get the knocking off the ones that you saying to go get them resources. Now what?
That's when you got to start doing like China. You start paying off the politicians. Hey, dude, we're gonna slide you a cool $1 million, but you got to make sure that y'all don't mess up our business.
But as black people, they don't even want you up there. So
these people just care about money.
Yeah, but you might not even better pay off. They're not trying to let you get strong enough as a race to even get to that.
Right. No, but look, this is where the hole in your theories start to come in at, because you already stated every race is in the competition.
Yes.
We all are sort of against each other. So like he just said, I'm gonna let you buy off up to a certain point to where you're still under my umbrella. When you get to try to buying yourself out to where you equal or above, your money don't mean nothing at this point, because money isn't even real. First of all, they're printing it out of thin air, and they're making it worth what it's worth. So at that point, that's where your theory start to stop making sense.
No, it doesn't.
Because when you get too powerful, you become a threat to our race now. According to you.
China. Look at...
They're not scared.
China.
Listen, no, that's a comparable... Listen, when you're integrated, a bunch of different people have incentives to keep you going. Look at Apple. America wanted Apple to pull out of China. Apple said, no, we can't.
This is the difference with China, bro. This is why I got to keep cutting you off. The Chinese are not viewed as a threat like black people are, as far as a race.
The Chinese are viewed as the biggest threat to America right now.
You talking about America. I'm talking about as a race of people. The black race itself is the biggest threat on this planet, which is why they dedicate so much resources, so much power into keeping us down. They're not doing that to the Chinese. They ain't doing that to the Indians.
They're spending billions
of
dollars.
I'm not
what
talking
you're
about
saying is devoid of facts, because China now...
Show me the history.
The United States...
Show me the history. Show me the COINTELPRO.
Pull the facts up.
No, here you go. Here you go the laptop. Show me the COINTELPRO that they made for the Chinese.
Man, China...
Why do you think every organization that we ever built, they came to try to destroy it?
Show me the COINTELPRO that the U.S. government made for the Chinese.
What the United States is doing to
China. They don't
China,
care about them, bro. They're not scared of Chinese.
What the United States is doing to China right now is dwarfs COINTELPRO. They're literally spending billions of dollars every day to unilaterally surround China with military bases, bro. You're talking about some niggas in America who actually want to be white, bro.
China doing the same
saying
thing.
That they're a threat. What I'm telling you
Show me the history.
China doing the same thing.
Show me the history.
Building bases around the world too.
Where they dedicated all the resources, all the money, all the subconscious and conscious programming to even get other races to hate the Chinese. Just what you're saying is not factual when you compare Chinese to black people. When you look at who's viewed as the bigger threat, it is not the Chinese.
The Chinese are viewed as a
They get the Chinese on their side to
black
hate
people
you
in America
because you are the
aren't
bigger
doing
threat.
anything to be a threat.
Black people themselves.
Black people ran out and voted for Joe Biden, a known racist, at 90%. If there's anything that we proved in the last election, wait, listen. If there's anything we proved in the last election is that we are not a threat. We brought it up to them. Hey, Joe Biden was racist. Well, he changed. White people ain't worried about black people in America.
Let me tell you, even not even just that on a lower scale. if you walking down the street versus an Asian or anything else, who you think they're gonna be more afraid of, the black or any other race?
They're going to be more afraid of the black person.
Why is that?
Because statistically, black people commit more crimes than
so
those
that
races.
means they're a threat, right?
Black people kill people.
Are they a threat?
Yes. Yes.
All people kill.
All criminals are a threat.
All people kill people. That's a dumb argument.
No, but the reason why white person
That's a dumbass
the reason
argument.
why
white people kill more white people
the reason why
than
you
anybody.
are perceived as a threat more than anybody else in America
Because they know more about you than you know about
is
your
because
motherfucking self.
you represent a disproportionate number of the crimes committed in
Bro,
America.
we talking about
You
before
commit more
westernized
Listen.
history. You came from a slave ship, right?
Uh-huh.
They hated you since back then. Why?
Did they hate you? You were a slave, nigga. They
Every
looked at you like you were dumb.
Every organization that we have built amongst getting black people together, what did they do to it?
They destroyed it.
Look how you
And
just look how you just
They
contradicted
did.
yourself.
Wait.
In the beginning of the show, when I said they viewed you as just a dumb, you said, why did they didn't view you as dumb? They
As
just
when you was a
conquered you
slave,
and blah,
when you
blah,
was a
blah.
slave, they just looked at you.
An hour later, you said they viewed us as dumb. You just
Listen,
contradict yourself
listen.
all the time.
Black organizations were destroyed by using who? Other blacks.
Absolutely.
So white people know this. We have a
But at
contingent.
what triggered that black's mindset to even go against his own people?
Coonery. Wanting to be
Who did it?
Pookies and
Who
Ray Rays,
did
the
it?
guys who they used
Did
to go to
another
Afghanistan.
black go get him to turn against his own people, or did
Coulda
the white
been.
man come do it?
Could have been.
Yeah, we ain't talking about what.
But a
coulda
white
been.
man definitely turned that guy against.
Why? Why did the white man? Why did the white man
The
do
white
that?
guy used
This
it.
I don't like this. Listen.
You always talk about the coulda.
I
been,
know this
but
nigga.
You took
Listen,
my
bro.
show off the rails yesterday. Now you don't want to let me.
Nah, hell no.
Bullshit when it
We
comes
was
to
on live on your shit. We
You don't
in the
like
studio.
the facts.
Listen,
That ain't
no.
no fact.
The fact
Facts,
is,
bro.
the black man, the black race is the biggest threat
Ain't nobody worried about black
on the
people.
planet. The only reason why we are null and void
You might as well
right
go
now,
bleach yourself.
What are we gonna do? what is niggas gonna do?
It's
Barbecue them to
programming.
death?
You might as well go bleach your skin and go be with them.
What are we gonna do? Dance them to death or barbecue them to death? Because that's about the only thing we gonna do.
That's some Uncle Ruckus shit right
Ain't no
there.
I know.
Uncle Ruckus.
You know what
Why
I'm
are we a
saying? You know,
threat?
I'm doing real solutions while you bullshitting. Like I made a thing that we can invest in. Like I said, my coin. Every black person took $500 or $1,000 and invested in our shit. In about 6 months, all them niggas, that $500,000 would be like $1 million. And what can we do with that much money? Everybody got $1 million.
There's black people who have that kind of
Everybody
money
got $1
right
million.
now, ain't doing nothing.
I'm saying
So that clearly ain't gonna, bro.
it's a lot of people that don't
Black
have it.
people have
It's a lot of people
billions.
that don't have
If
it.
the billions
it's a lot
that
of
black
people
people
that
got ain't
don't
being
have
used
it.
to do nothing
How
against
many
white people.
how many black billionaires is it?
look,
How many black
we
billionaires?
got the money to be a force. The problem is
We want to be up under white people's nuts. We love white people.
no, stop saying we
You
because
do.
you have
I'm
said
saying
white.
collectively
I'm
black
not
people.
saying-
You have
Collectively,
said
we don't.
white people more than anybody on this panel
Yes.
today. You've said white
Yes.
I don't
white
give a fuck
people
about
at
white
least
people.
100 times.
Right.
Probably over if we run
Right.
this video back and count it.
Right.
What I'm saying is let's take white people out of the equation.
Okay.
Because in my eyes, even racism itself is used as a divide and conquer. If you ask an Asian person why they hate black people, or you ask any other race why they hate black people, it's gonna be for reasons that was given to them by the quote unquote oppressor, the people
But do
in
you
power.
really think
they
these
can't even really
other
tell
races
you
hate
why?
black people? Like,
Yes.
Absolutely.
I don't think these other races
Yes,
really think
they do.
about black people.
Yes,
deeply,
yes, they
unless
do.
we break it in their car or something like that.
Bro, yes, they do.
Why do they hate you?
When I was in
That's the question.
when I was in the weed business, right? I was trying to get a warehouse to grow in. Some Chinese niggas, one of my partners was Korean. Chinese people owned the warehouse. When they seen me, the deal was already about, the only thing that we did was sign the papers and pay the money. But when they seen me, they was like, deal's off. Cause you got a black partner. We don't want to help black people get no money. They didn't want to sell. We was offering them a lot of money for that building. They didn't want to take that shit because of me. They didn't want to see no nigga getting no bread, bro. They didn't want to see us get for no reason other than the fact they don't want to see us come up because they know what happens when we get to where we supposed to be economically, mentally, spiritually. Nobody can fucking stop us. We don't need no white people. We don't need nobody but us here. That's what I'm trying to tell people. All we need is us here.
And yet there are
see,
black people with weed businesses.
Listen, this is my point, bro.
You missed it. You missed the point.
This is my point, bro. I'm gonna end it on this. The day that we wake up and get on one accord, that's the day the earth shifts. That's the day reality itself changes. They know this. This is why they spend so much time researching us genetically, mentally. They done ran fucking tests on us in labs. Like, bro, they know the power of us more than we know, right? They got us all caught in the matrix I mean, fuck, Jamie Foxx just put the movie out. They clone Tyrone is a great example. Go watch that movie. That's exactly what they doing to us. All of that shit is to keep us down and keep us from waking up. We are superior genetically. We are superior physically. Go
And
listen.
mentally too.
No, mentally
To
too.
be
We've
honest,
overcome
mentally
more
too.
things than any other race.
Mentally too.
Bro, if you walk in the gym right now, every race in there, he can attest to this because he work out. Your big ass probably don't. But just you walk in the gym, automatically, they already are like worshiping your genetics. Like, bro, how do you, oh my God, like, do I got to take TRT or whatever? And you tell them like, nah, bro, I just did a couple push-ups. Like, bro, their minds are blown. The world is infatuated with black people. Everything we do to emulate, they try to take our whole culture, flip it around, make us forget that we invented the shit from music to fashion to everything, to language, to art, to science, to mathematics. We had a hand in it.
And that goes back thousands of years. That goes
Civilization
back
itself.
thousands of years.
We got to get out the matrix. I'm trying to break you out of it, but like he said, some niggas might got to get left behind because when the revolution start, them niggas that you talking
The
about,
revolution.
go over there and
of
let's
what?
go to
Eating
Africa
chitlins
and all
and
of
barbecue.
this.
And what the heck?
Say this is why
What revolution?
I know he's a goofy.
They would get more black
see.
people to fight against you than you
Listen.
can get to fight against
No, I
them.
get because we fighting against you to try to wake your dumb ass
You're not
up.
fighting me.
You degrade blacks more
What
than
do you
anybody.
What do you want to do, bro?
And I get flack because
What
I'm trying
business-
I want us in America to stick together, but he talking about us in America.
What
He talking about
business-
chillings and partying
what
and all that shit.
project
Get out of here, man.
are
This
you
is how
on?
you
I
don't
will
make
support
sense,
you.
bro.
I'm here supporting this.
listen.
So you can talk more shit about us here, but I can't say nothing about no Africans.
I'm not talking. I talk
just
shit about
did.
my own people because
You
that's
just
what I
did.
know.
I want
just
listen.
did.
I believe we got to get on one accord with our people.
We gotta go
everywhere.
global, dude.
No,
the world's going global.
I agree, but what I'm saying is, if shit kick off here, them niggas over there ain't coming to help you here.
Shit, you don't know what they might do.
They haven't before.
They
which
did
is-
all them
which is
freaking
why-
Black Lives Matter protests.
Nah, but
getting
what
their
I was
ass
getting at,
whooped out there.
but what I was trying to basically get at, like, of even connecting with that extent, if you had a million Russians out here, the Russians in Russia is not gonna forget about them Russians that's going on down here.
No.
If it's shit going on with Mexicans down here, Mexico is not gonna just overlook what y'all doing to the Mexicans down here. It's basically what I'm saying. That's why I agreed to extent what he was saying as you can't just say fuck everybody down there. They saying fuck us because they feel like we not even with them in the first place to even get us on one accord. So they look at us like we move like animals or whatever the case may be, without the morals or principles.
If we went over to Russia, like you just said, we went over to Russia and we took 10 million Russians and brought them over here, they gonna fight us like a motherfucker till they get them people back, right?
Absolutely, that's what he's saying.
Brace my case, man.
So
Nah,
you
but-
want
but-
some
but-
African countries to?
Brace my case.
You're talking.
I'm
about
saying they're on one accord with their race.
Their race,
Like,
exactly.
So you've never heard of the
So
Scandinavian slave trade, obviously. Know your history. But anyway, not the Scandinavian, the
Slavic,
the
right? That's what slave come from, the word Slavic, right?
No, Slavic slave trade.
Yeah,
Slavic
know your history, nigga.
So
I
they
just
took
told you some
millions
shit.
of they
I just
took
told you some shit.
they took
Outta
millions
here,
of
man.
Russians.
You
They
can't
didn't
fuck
come
with-
get
You can't
them.
fuck with me on no
No,
any
listen.
subject,
He
bro.
just said.
No
listen.
subject, bro.
He
You can't
just
fuck with me
said.
on no
He just
subject,
said if they
bro.
took millions of Russians, they would fight like hell to come get them.
They would.
Slavic slave trade happened. They took all those Slavs from that area, millions of them. Nobody came to fight. for them.
Okay, right now in 2020.
So that's bull.
Right now in
It's
2023, like he said, if 100 Russians come visit the U.S., they just out here, all of a sudden they get they get attacked, and it's known that hey, they did this because it's Russian. Putin gonna make sure it's hell to pay for that.
Right.
If 100 Jamaicans come here and get their ass beat, nobody gonna give a fuck. The niggas here probably gonna pull their phone out and watch it and record it and put it on Instagram.
Nah, black people gonna link up. You saw
Man,
the shit in
come on. Hey,
Alabama.
look.
Niggas wasn't like,
Shout
are you
out Alabama.
Nigerian? They wasn't like, are you Nigerian? They just got over there and started getting busy,
man.
dude. Like, that's how black people are.
That was the first time in a long time that happened.
That's
Well,
the first
and
time
what-
some
and-
white people really
that was the
challenged
first
black
time
people.
in a
And
long
what if,
time
and what if
that
that was the Pookies and Ray Rays you was talking
It
about?
was.
Listen,
It
No,
matter-
bitch,
it
yeah.
definitely was.
Them
niggas
punk ass would've
them
walked
didn't
away.
look like no Pookies and Ray Rays. Them look like some dudes who got yachts and shit who was fighting out there.
Wow.
Them niggas was on. Them
Pookie
niggas was
was
on a
smoking
party boat.
crack
They
in the
paid
ghetto.
$15 to get on that boat, bro.
Well, Pookie
And they
and
took
Ray
their
Ray
ass
go on
right back
party
to the hood
boat.
after
Look,
that
this
shit was
is
over,
the
nigga.
point. Until
Pookie and Ray Ray scared of water.
Listen,
They don't.
until-
See
don't-
that shit? See that shit, bro?
Yeah,
Like,
man, hey, look, we
I'm
just
saying,
no, we
cuz.
can't say that because Cuz just broke Michael Phelps' record to go whoop some ass down there in Montgomery. So
Was he
yeah, chill
Jamaican?
that. I don't know what he was. He was
Exactly.
swimming like a motherfucker. He was Aquaman.
Yeah.
But listen, until niggas get on one accord and get off this, I'm more macho than you and my movement mean more than yours we're not getting nowhere.
What movement?
Pan-African,
Pan-African ain't got nothing to do with
Pan-African, indigenous, whatever movement takes away from this.
Who's doing the work? Whoever's doing the work, that's why.
Ain't nobody doing the work. In my eyes, niggas is just talking. Ain't nobody ready to put boots on the ground.
That's not work. That's not.
I'm doing the work.
Because if somebody don't agree with you, what you believe, then you're gonna call them all type of clean ass names.
Work.
That's what you're gonna do, bro.
I'm doing the work.
Definitely time to wrap.
I can work with anybody. I don't care if you fucking Pan-African, Pan, whatever you want to be. I still work with you, and we got the same.
Hey, look. We gonna bring this back
when
cooler heads prevail. Black people, what you just seen today was on a smaller scale. What's going on a larger scale in the world? Why we cannot get on one accord?
Because people let their ideologies fuck them up.
What?
For a lot of reasons. So watch this back, study this. When you sit home and think, man, why any famous, well-off, wealthy black person isn't doing as much as you feel they should be doing in your eyes? They would have to literally fight their own people to help them. It's a movie. I promote it all the time. They need to fucking cut me a check for this. Go watch this movie called They Live. You will see prime example of what just happened today. In order to wake people up, they will fight you to stay enslaved, like Stockholm Syndrome. They will literally fight you for trying to wake them up, even though you might have their best interest in mind. So a lot of our people that's well off and wealthy and can be in a position of power, I'm not going to say they right for doing what they do, but I'm going to say I'm starting to understand why, because it's not as simple as, hey, let's just throw some money back to the hood and everything going to be all right. It's not that simple. As you can see, niggas can't even get on one accord to...
Let me say one thing. I think it's more so because the beliefs in people are so ingrained. When you challenge somebody's beliefs, they think you challenging them as a person versus you challenging their beliefs. And once you challenge somebody's belief, that's like you said, it's going against their programming, and their natural reaction is to lash out or fight against what you challenging. You know what I mean? So understand where your beliefs came from, and you ain't too old enough to change that. You might not think the same shit you was thinking 10 years ago as you do now. Your beliefs can change, and understand where you got your beliefs from. That's what I'm gonna end it at.
That's bars, because realize time doesn't really exist. It's an illusion. You experience the experience of time, but time itself is an illusion. There's no such thing as the past. There's no such thing as the future. The past is the present that already happened. The future is the present to come. The only thing you have is the present. So your past does not define you. We are not defined by slavery. We are not defined by decades of being a victim. The only reason that was a part of history is because we kept choosing that presently, like we're choosing it presently now. We can choose right now to say no more. We can put an end to it right now. We don't have to wait for a vote. We don't have to wait to get this motherfucker in office. We don't got to vote for Trump. We don't got to do none of that. All we got to do is wake up on one accord and get on one frequency as a people. And I promise you, you're going to see the force of us. You saw that Montgomery Brawl shit. They shook the world up. Just them couple of niggas out there. Imagine all of us worldwide on one accord. The viral way.
Ain't no handouts, I did it from the ground up. In the streets, thugging hardest where they found us. Got a problem, nigga, watch my troopers mount up. My bitches bang too, and you a lame though. You niggas ain't outside, yeah, we came through. You want your lights up, we put you on the shade.